Let's see what happens. Tell me if y'all get the notice.
Yeah.
Hey, Nation, if y'all can hear everybody, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know if you can hear us, man. If y'all hear, what up?
Put a comment down below. Yeah. And if you sipping on something, just let it go.
Oh, we about to spit?
What? The Nation.
I can hear. Are we there? Law Nation, can we get a check-in?
And remember.
Hello.
You're
Big Game James, can we get a check-in?
I hear.
Better. I hear you.
You can't stop a tank without a key, baby.
Gosh.
Yeah. Shout out to Murphy Law, though.
Thank you. Everyone, I apologize. We apologize. Not sure what the hell happened there. But we made it. Let's just make sure we're good. Everybody good. We got Tom in the building said what up. Aaron said we're good. Danielle says hello.
Yeah, they said we're good. She says Aaron says we good.
I don't know what happened, y'all. My bad.
That's all right. It's the Illuminati, man. You know, we're getting close to these times. Tell them it's the Illuminati nation.
Crazy.
Yes, Illuminati
But
nation.
we live like 95.
He said we straight. Get the hell back on in here. We had it popping.
I know.
We had it popping. It was jumping on flame and all that. And they like, oh man, I'm going to bed.
No, listen.
Get your ass back up.
Make sure y'all reshare. All that. I'm about to come back in here and share all that shit. Man.
Let me
share.
I gotta share this thing too again.
There you go. Hey, Aaron Lewis came out. I know
Aaron
it's
Lewis,
working.
thank you for keeping the lights on.
Another $4.99 holla. I know it's working. Donation.
It's gonna work now.
Hell yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Aaron slapping fools, as I said before. Well, since nobody heard me. WWE for Will. He loves it, and I jumped off the top turnbuckle with no crowd.
I'm sick with no crowd. And that intro for me,
so weird,
I felt
Will.
so good about that intro, man. How about you? I feel horrible right now.
That's why they shut it off.
I was feeling good about that, man.
Too much hot.
Hey, Cowboys Nation, got one question though.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
That was entertaining.
Is this not why you're here?
Is this why you are not here? Hey, listen. This is what we do, right? We do the visual, the virtual. We do all this. We've been doing this, but times have changed. And right now, that's exactly what the Cowboys and every other team is doing in the NFL. Before we get into the actual guys we interview, how the hell do y'all feel about that? Because I don't know if it's all we got, but this is going to really harm the process, the virtual interviews.
The visualization for the nations, to give you the stimulations, with no hesitations.
Oh, man, bars.
Super bars. I mean, it is what it is. That's all I can say about it. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. It feels weird. It feels funny. I was just reading today how the commissioner and them where they were talking about doing a test run before they actually do the draft so they can see what happens.
They got to.
But them being virtual,
basically like what we did. They got to see if they got Murphy's Law on this side.
Basically, I'll see if this is going to work. But what they're worried about also is what the GMs are talking about. They don't want nobody come in and hacking their feeds, coming into the feeds, taking over. I mean, because the weirdos are going to be out on draft night trying to hack in and find out some draft stuff. Oh, guess what? We just hacked into Jacksonville Jaguars draft room.
Hey, you're not lying about that. That's something that they probably are nervous about.
Yeah.
They're very nervous about that.
Yeah.
And plus, did you hear about what Kevin Kilbride, I believe, Kilbride, whatever it is, from the Pittsburgh Steelers is the GM. He says they want to add 3 more rounds because he feels like it's a disadvantage to these teams.
That's not happening.
No, well, I'm just saying.
Not you, just Kevin.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. But they're saying because it really hurt them because a lot of these fringe players, the ones that needed the pro days, that really lived off those pro days for the small schools, it's hurting them because they're not getting that second chance. They're not getting that pro day. And pretty much everything they're living off is that Senior Bowl in the combine. And these other guys who were fringe players are out in the cold.
I mean, I take it even.
Know what he just explained, though, Big Game James and Will?
What's that?
He explained life. That's what he did. That's life. That's life. That's what it is. Life is not about fairness. Life is not everybody get the same type of treatments. That's what it is. People will say it, but in reality, it's not fair. Life is not fair.
See,
I hate to sound like Scar, but it is what it is.
I'll take it even further, Big Game. I think it also hurts some of the higher profile guys. Maybe not the top 5, top 7 type guys, but guys like Fulton or Baun or what have you that can win you over at the interview. A lot of the times, what are the stories we hear coming out of all teams, not just the Cowboys, but all teams? Man, he really won me over when I sat down with him. I saw the tape, but I got to sit down with the guy and I got to, share some stories and what have you. It's not the same feel. If you're into that behavioral science per se, where you can see if someone's eyebrows perk up when you ask them a question or they sweaty, you got none of that. You're going to get a lot of generic answers in general, but you're really going to get robotic answers visually like this. Because they just don't have that same feel when you're right there in the same room, and that could harm certain players that went from being the 22nd maybe ranked or would have went 22nd, and then he does the interview and he shoots all the way up to 12, 13 because hey, we love this guy. All it takes is one team to fall in love with you, and they'll draft you wherever. But yeah,
I mean it's gonna, like I said, but just like Law says. And that's a great point that you said right there, Ill Will. But just like Law says, every team's got to deal with it. So it should be an even playing field with that, how everybody's got to operate. Although we are hearing already they're crying and boo-hooing. Jerry Jones going to have Stephen Jones in there with them, and we don't like that because he ain't the GM.
Yeah, and I see already in the feed, we got people asking us about how do we feel about Fulton, who we're going to get at number. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Who we're going to take? Who we're going to take in the 17th pick?
No.
The chat is definitely popping. We got him back. What's up, Otis, Savage, Eastside, Mark, Pat, Aaron Lewis, Cindy, Facebook in the building, Q,
ladies,
Y.717. What's going on? Lorenzo. Let me see.
Me and Lorenzo
Jet D, what
rolling
up, Jet?
in the Benzo.
Yeah.
Jet D said third, like in 10 minutes. Yeah, this is the third time we tried it in the last 10 minutes, brother. It was
Three times a charm, baby. 3 times a charm. Hey,
we represent the 90s.
What else you got to
here.
do? It's COVID-19. What else the hell you got tonight?
It's COVID, man. It's
Shout
definitely COVID. But so we were just talking about a couple of those guys, and one of them was Kristen Fulton, and Zack Baun were the two ones that came out interviews today. Not came, but virtually had interviews today. But they also had an interview with the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So they've got 3 pretty high profile type of players, prospects that they brought in. How do we actually see these guys fit? I know I don't have Fulton on here, but Christian Fulton's also another guy that they brought in. But how do these guys fit individually? Let's start with the quarterback because that was the first one, Jalen Hurts.
No, I'm let the guy Big Game James go with it.
Well, me personally, I hope they don't spend a high pick on him. Like, I think if they're going to get a Jalen Hurts, please let it be like a 5th rounder, which I don't even know if he'll last that long, but please let it be a 5th rounder because I don't want to spend a high pick on a quarterback. I think if you're looking at, I really don't want to spend a pick on a quarterback, but if they do it, let it be a 5th round pick. And I think that would fit in with a Dak Prescott if you brought a Jalen Hurts in to be the backup, because I know in my heart he can be better than Cooper Rush, even though they did put a $2 million thing on his head.
Sorry.
All right,
shout out donation to Skeptical Fan. It says go Cowboys, $2.
We always love that. $2 holla.
Yep.
$2 holla.
I mean, I feel like in the long run, that's a good fit for the Cowboys with Jalen Hurts because it's another mobile quarterback. I feel like that he's coming in with the right frame of mind. He said he don't want to come in and take over Dak or nothing. I want to learn under him and be the best backup I can, or however they want to do it. I think it would be a good fit for the Cowboys as far as a good young backup. I think he offers more than a Cooper Rush, but please don't send a high pick for no damn Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you're right. Let me echo what you're saying about with that. They may squeeze it in the 4th as opposed to the 5th. So it's one of those things too. When you have a new coaching staff, when you have a new regime, when you have a new philosophy, 9 times out of 10 they want to bring in some of their salt, some of their flavor, some of their feel, some of their drive. You know what I'm saying? So they want to bring in that type of stuff. So I look at it from this angle. When you think about it, it won't be bad. Because Jalen Hurts, I think people can say that he's similar to, dare I say, a Dak Prescott. So why not? Why not? Bring him in for a cup of coffee.
That's where I look at his fit. And I know a lot of people took that as a like conspiracy type thing. Oh, they're interviewing Jalen Hurts to make Dak get nervous. And, you know, that I just think that, honestly, that was for due diligence. And because we really do need a backup quarterback behind Dak. And what better type of quarterback than a guy that's similar? I'm not saying that he's the best. Like, he's obviously a 4th or 5th round type of guy that may go in the 3rd if somebody, you know, loves his character and believe he has the tools to get better, which he does, but I don't think he's ready right now. So anybody that's thinking Jalen Hurts is a prospect to come in and take over like Dak did in 2016, I don't agree. You know, Dak was way better than Jalen Hurts.
Get your damn act together.
Get your
damn act together.
There you go. Get it together.
So I don't really see that being the reason, but I think his fit is perfect. He's a mobile type of guy that is also – Dak Prescott is also mobile. He's a guy who's a leader, a team captain type, and he's a winner in college. He won the national championship, obviously. Everyone remembers that. And then he went to another team and played pretty damn good and led them as a top 10 team in the nation. So, you know.
A top college team as well.
Exactly. So he has a similar type of resume as besides the championship as Dak Prescott. But what I mean is like the behavioral resume, the personality, and even in college leading teams. So I think he fits in that mold. What about Zack Baun? I mean, that guy really impresses me. Me and my man, the Cowboys Network, we talk a lot about Zack Baun. And I'll just play the interview right quick. You guys want to see it? If you haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and play it right here. So all 3 of these guys have virtual interviews, but his stuck out to me a lot. But here it goes right here, guys.
Great to be here with you.
And this is your interview to be a Dallas Cowboy. What do you want us to walk away from this interview with as the most important thing you want us to know about you? You talk to us about your love of the game.
Yeah, I think that's one of my best attributes, my best assets, and it's crazy because you just can't. It's not even taught, and it's I come from the heart, and that shows my love for the game in itself.
If someone were to give you a compliment as a football player, not as a person, but just as a football player, what would that compliment say?
Your motor is unlike any other.
Good answer.
Your motor. Well, that's what they love is the motor.
He's impressive. And I'm not saying he's impressive based off of just this interview, but in general, before I go in, I'll let you guys kind of touch on Zack Baun and his fit with his team. And kind of, can you give the nation an explanation? Ooh, nation, an explanation.
Y'all got that rap game down.
The difference, because a lot of people are not really projecting him right. Not a lot, but some people, they think he's an inside backer that may be coming in for LVE. That's not true. Kind of explain, Law, exactly what he is and how he fits on this team.
Well, he's a fit guy that can get into this type of system and wreak havoc. Just to give you guys an analogy, you guys wash clothes, right?
I sure hope so.
Don't be a dirty dog up in here. You better wash your ass.
Yes. So in the middle of there's this thing called an agitator. It's a big long stick that sits up in the inside. And what that agitator does, it breaks up the loose soil. You know, it knocks down a lot of dirt. It knocks off all of the soil that's on your clothes, what have you. And that's what he would do. He'll clean up the situation with that motor, with that ability to be able to get into the face of the quarterback, get off the edge. You can put him inside on the edge there, outside on the edge there, and just have him to be that guy that can pursue. And he got good enough hips to flip open on the outside to maybe cover your running back. Oh, if you need it in a pinch to cover the tight end on the edge there too. He can do those type of things. So when you're talking about a guy like that in the second round with the 51st pick, if the Cowboys, manage to get him at that pick, what a steal.
So we're thinking he's going to fall to 51. See, I
don't think he's falling.
I'm thinking they're looking at.
I don't think that he can get them at 17. He's not going to go at 17.
Well, give your take here.
Yeah, but he may go at. But here's the thing, though. It may have. I'm not saying go after him at 17, but he's damn sure not last until 51.
Well, we've seen crazier things. All right, so here's what you have to do then, Cowboy Nation. If we know 51st is way down the line, what would you give up to move up to get this particular brother on your particular team? Because it would be predicated upon what you would do in the first round. So let's say, for example, with the 17 pick, they brought in Fulton, right? And I know a lot of people have their reservations on that, but they brought him in for something. And 9 times out of 10, we already know how Cowboys operate. When they bring a brother in, they got their high hopes on him, you see. So they might go with him. Would you move up? Would you get rid of your 3rd round draft pick to move up and get a Zach?
Move up? From what? What you mean back into the first round?
No. You already got the 2nd round. You move up from your 51st pick, slide up a few slots and scoop them up. Then you have to get rid of your 3rd, I believe, right?
Okay, so we're assuming that Zack Baun won't fall, to 51, and you're saying he'll be in the 2nd round.
So he'll be in the second.
I don't know if he'll be in the 2nd.
I don't think he lasts in the 2nd round, because when I checked out a lot of the publications about this guy, a lot of people are high on him, especially one team who is super high on him is the New England Patriots. They are super high on him because they already have a player. What's his name? Van Noy.
Kyle Van Noy, yeah.
He is like that kind of a mold player. And if you look at Baun, he fits the mold of the Patriots. He's not going to last in that 2nd round. If anything, if he goes past that 17, which I think he will, he's going to hit in between that 20 to 32 range, I believe, as a linebacker. And one of those teams, especially, like I said, New England Patriots have high hopes for him, because you got to look at what he offers, just like you were saying.
But before you go into that big game, James, but wouldn't you love LVE at the 2nd pick opposed to being in the 1st pick of what have you with the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, yeah,
he was an all-pro.
This is like one of those fields with him.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm just saying is I don't think he's going to make it that far. Even if you did a trade up, if we're at 51, I don't think he falls even that far. I don't think he gets past the bottom of the 1st round. That's just my opinion, because I think there are linebacker needy teams at that bottom of the barrel of the draft, and I think a New England will target him. And I went on their site because Skywalker said let's talk about Baun. So I went on a lot of other people's football team sites to see what they were saying. And quite a few teams are talking about Baun because he can do a lot of things. Just like you said, he is already in the mode of Noy. He can play 3 spots. He can play outside. He can play the edge, and over at Wisconsin, they had him as more of an edge defender, so you can see him and play multiple positions. He can stop the run, he can rush the passer, and he can drop into coverage. Correct. And they also said from the Pro Football Focus, he played 89.6% of the snaps between the 5 and the 9 technique position. So you see how versatile he is. That's 664 snaps on the line.
Woo! Okay, bring that heat.
So you can see what he really does offer, especially with that size too. Now, a lot of people have said, well, you know what? He doesn't have the traditional size to hold those, because if you watch him in the Big Ten, he did struggle against those big offensive tackles because Wisconsin had him coming off the edge a lot. They had him coming off the edge. Whereas Dallas, they're talking about, oh, well, if you draft a Baun, they're gonna switch to 3-4. No, I don't think that happens.
We're getting a lot of that in the chat, actually.
I don't think that happens. I just think that, you know what? They said, Mike McCarthy even said, we're gonna be a 4-down defense, but we're gonna have different variations. So they love a Baun because he's versatile, and you can use him in multiple defenses and position. I think that's what's standing out to them, is that they don't have a pigeonhole player in a pigeonhole system.
Yeah, I don't know if they're higher on him or as high as on him as they were with TJ Watt, but it's similar in the sense of you got a player who is multiple. You got a head coach and a defensive coordinator who is pushing multiple. I get it. When you bring in Aldon Smith and your interview of Zack Baun, it does look like maybe I'm going to change to a 3-4. But we know from the head coach's mouth at this moment we are going to be a base 4-3, but we're going to be a hybrid type of defense. And if that's the case, you want to bring in guys like Aldon Smith. You want to bring in guys like Zack Baun, especially a guy like Zack Baun, or who I believe is the number one on their list is Levon Chason. If he's not there, then, Chason's number one. I mean, he has that unbelievable athleticism. So does Zack Baun. But I mean, think about but Chason's athleticism is elite.
Yeah,
he's a little bit more elite than Baun.
The difference between him and Baun, I would say, in my opinion, is I would say Baun is more polished than Chason. Chason is less polished than he is right now.
They both rely on it, but you're right. Baun is has a little bit more maybe in the toolbox.
I think he's a little bit more the mature side as far as the ability. I'm saying the ability wise, because he's been playing that position. I think he is a little bit more mature in that aspect as far as being able to read and see, hey, ho, I am Sheepdog 45 with the 14.99.
Shouts out to you, I am Sheep.
He said we are going to show multiple fronts on his defense this year. No more vanilla looks. I like that.
And thank you for that, I am Sheepdog. Yeah. That's a great point. And what I'm trying to get at, what Big Game's getting at and Law's getting at, is that these guys can do multiple things. Alden Smith he can put his hand in the dirt. He can stand up. He's excellent rushing from standing up. Zack Baun and K'Lavon Chaisson are not guys that are going to drop much, but they're athletic enough that if they have to sprint to the flat, that's something that they have the athleticism to do. But you're more so looking at these guys as pass rushers. And how many pass rushers, right defensive end or outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it, opposite of D-Law, how many of these guys do we have locked up beyond next year that you really are counting on? How many?
Yeah,
none.
I feel that.
So you got to look at Caleb.
Don't you think? But let me ask you this, Skywalker. Don't you think? Here's two things I was thinking in my head. Number one, when people say, "Well, I think they're going to go to a 3-4," I don't think they're going to do that as well, is because number one, this is a whole different thing with this COVID-19. You have to be able to implement a defense. If you go to a 3-4, you need to really get in the practice. You need to get these guys together, and it's almost impossible right now with the way the facility is. So I think that pushes back that 3-4. If you thought about going to it, I think that pushes back because you have all this other stuff going on where you can't get your guys together. So I think that changes that. And also, Skywalker, I wanted to ask you, when you had the difference between Chaisson and Baun, I think Chaisson offers a little bit more off the edge, but Baun offers more in the coverage ability. I think he can drop better than a Chaisson.
Right.
Yeah, he'll bring you that. But is it worth at the 17th pick?
No, I don't want to do a linebacker at 17. That's my opinion.
Hey, Sheila.
Yeah.
What up, Sheila?
17.
Sheila.
Only at 17, it would be K'Lavon.
And then you can get your cornerback at the second round.
Gladney.
Jeff.
Well, what I'm saying is, if he's there, say K'Lavon's not there, are you asking is Baun 17? I don't
CJ Henderson.
I'd rather take him over the guy that we were talking about before, and that's Christian Fulton.
Hell yeah. Now, if you had a choice between them two, I'll take Baun all damn day. You are reaching if you go for it, man. If you do, I don't understand what this fascination is for Fulton, but no, I don't want him.
What are your reservations on Fulton? What do you don't like about Fulton?
Number one, he had already. Well, I know the marijuana thing isn't a big deal now, but guess what? He did get suspended a whole year for that, and he tried to mask it and cover it up. Also, I mean, when you watch Fulton, I mean, he's a pretty good tackler, but you know what? When a receiver gets on top of him, he doesn't have his confidence. You can see when he messes up and it gets in his head. Okay. And I think he can get beat on double moves. Okay. And sometimes I just don't see the aggressiveness.
He's not aggressive,
and
he's his own guy.
I just don't think he's that dude at 17. Now get him later, maybe I feel a little better. But if they go after him at 17, I'm gonna be a mad mother sucker.
Well, get mad, baby, because I'm
gonna be a mad mother sucker.
This is what we do, baby.
At 17.
This is what we do.
That was with that old step. Now hold up, Law.
No, this is what we do, though.
You told me, Law, last week you said don't go by the old staff, and let's not forget and feel like what the that's what they used to do. So I'm not gonna go by that. I'm gonna speak positivity, and I'm gonna speak positive that they're gonna be smart enough to say hell no for Fulton at 17.
That means Mike McCarthy is going to pick up that virtual reality phone and say,
and I'm going to block the call.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna go ahead and see. Remember we was talking about getting in there and blowing up shit and hacking shit. If I hear that they get that Fulton, I'm hacking that fucking call.
Hey, he's loading up.
He's like, Jerry, what are you watching Pornhub for?
I don't give a hell, man.
Leave Jerry Jones alone.
My man Stevie said he doesn't want a DE in the first round, at least not 17th. It's win now time. DEs usually take 2 or 3 years to get going in the NFL. Okay, let me
break it down.
Let me say, I get what you're saying. If it was a pure 4-3 edge Taco Charlton type of guy,
right?
But this dude, K'Lavon and Zack Baun, are different. Those guys are elite type of athletes, and elite athletes can win right now. They may not win consistently, but they can win more immediately than a guy like Taco Charlton, a full-time 4-3 defensive end that's about 6'3", 6'4", 275, right? It takes him some time. Those two guys,
and he was not a twitchy athlete from
no,
from
and I don't want to
just
harp on him.
Twitchy.
But these guys, like you said, they're twitchy, they're athletic, they're explosive. They're going to make plays, a la
Yes.
Calvin said, I can't see you, Skywalker. I know that's because I got them two up there right now.
Yeah.
Since you want to see this beautiful
You want to
face.
look at the light bright.
You want to see the
light bright. Hey,
Right.
light bright. Hey, light bright.
I bring a little bit of light to this right here.
There you go. There you go. The light bright. There you go.
No, but I think you're gonna look at T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt wasn't polished. What was T.J. Watt's issue, as they said coming in? We don't know if he can play down or play up. We gotta see.
Yep.
He's a tweener. Well, what the hell did he do when he came in there? He tweened his way to like 7.5 sacks.
Been killing that. Yeah.
So
Still killing it.
you know, when you got guys that can do that, you know, I'm okay with taking them. I don't want Baun at 17. If he's the pick, I'm not going to get mad. It'll remind me of LVE, right? When LVE got picked, I'm like, I ain't going to be hyped, but I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Get it.
I just feel like you can trade back and get him. I think a lot of people in the comments are sitting here saying cornerback. They're saying receiver. In fact, let's kind of get into the hype chat right quick.
The hype.
I mean, people are mentioning. I keep on seeing people mentioning C.J. Henderson, and hey, we all. A lot of people like C.J. Henderson. I like him. I think he is like the second best corner, like a lot of people have said, behind Okudah. He has all the traits that you really want. He can cover his ass off. But when you go through, and the draft may fall different now. When you look at the picks, 1 through to 6 to 16, things I think change, and I think one of the biggest key as far as a pick for us, and I don't know about you, I want to ask you, Law, that 7th pick with Carolina, because that's a funny pick because you don't know where Carolina's going to go. Now you got Miami, San Diego, New York, those Detroit. Those are kind of the obvious things we can see. Those guys need quarterbacks, offensive linemen, Okudah, the cornerback. But I think it's going to get tricky when it kind of falls. You get what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't know if Henderson's going to be there because you got Atlanta that's right before us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got Jacksonville still out there. You got, right. I mean, there's still other teams that are gonna, and I just don't see how Henderson, as good as he did at that damn combine, he fall right into our laps at 17. Especially when you got haters like the Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Blanks don't like Jerry Jones. Arthur Blanks don't like Jerry Jones.
But let me just throw these names out there, okay, and let me know. Let me know, okay. In Cowboy Nation, those that's in the chat, Sky, you can help me out too. Okay, I'm just gonna throw the names out there. Young, he's gone, right?
Chase Young.
Burrow. I'm just gonna throw some names out there and let's see. Okay. Young, gone. Burrow, gone. Okudah, gone. Simmons, gone. That's 4 teams right there, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Tonga Tuga Lavua. How do you say the man's name?
Damn, that was good. That was pretty good.
He's gone. Tuga, he's gone. Alida Rasa,
He's with the Eddie Guerrero.
Tongue twister, Eddie Guerrero.
Arriba Rasa.
Got fire.
Yoga Flame. Derek Brown, he's gone, right? CD Lamb, he's gone, right?
Judy.
Yeah, but do we know, Law? Javon Kinlaw's gone.
I haven't said CJ. Oh. I didn't say CJ yet. I'm just calling out names.
Okay, call
CD Lamb.
I don't know.
Derek Willis, offensive tackle. He's gone. Wirfs, he's gone, right?
Yeah.
Judy, he's gone.
Likely.
Chason, he's gone.
So you're saying,
know.
Huh?
So
Herbert,
hey ho,
Pecton. So I think CJ will be still there.
You think CJ is going to be there? You don't think anybody's going to take him?
You don't think the Atlanta Falcons will scoop him up right before us and they don't have a cornerback? You don't think they would do that to Jerry Jones? You don't think they would do that to Jerry Jones, Mr. Law Nation? Now I just told you Blanks don't like him.
Well, if that happens,
I agree with that.
Fulton is going to be the guy.
Rue says
Cowboys do.
Rue is agreeing with you. Guys are going to fall. They are. It happens every year. We think, oh, there's no way There's no way this guy's going to be there, and they end up being there. So I agree with you. That you make a good point. You're calling these names out, these prospects that likely will get taken in the top 15.
They'll be gone.
Somebody's going to be there. We talked about this on the last show.
Somebody's going to fall.
There's going to be probably enough players. We didn't even talk about Delpit, McKinney, Diggs, C.J. Henderson, like you said, Kinlaw. Do we even bring him up?
Don't be talking about no damn Diggs.
I'm just
not no first round of us.
But he's a good player though.
Not no first round good.
I take him over Folk.
Good.
Okay.
But
that ain't no good comparison with me though. Would you take him over Gladney?
Here's the thing, James. Here's the
take him over Dantzler?
I haven't looked into him as much yet as y'all have, but
let
my
me
point.
This, though, James.
Go ahead.
Both of y'all.
He said,
I got to get this.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to the people.
He came on and told us I have not looked at it.
I have not. Well, I didn't know that, so I'm sorry.
The one position.
That's 40-year-old virgin reference.
One position. Really, it's two positions.
Go ahead,
one position you can't hide.
This is what me and James do.
Cornerback.
What?
You can't hide cornerbacks. You can't hide them.
You sure can't.
You can't hide a cornerback. So we got to make a move. Wake up, nation. We got to make.
So are you taking Kinlaw with a bad knee?
I'm out on Kinlaw, y'all. I'm just being honest.
You out on Kinlaw?
I'm out.
You out on Kinlaw?
I'm out at Kinlaw 17.
Man, I still take the law. Forget it.
He just wanted so he can get more law.
I just want the law.
Look, he just want more of this. That's all he want. Where your gavel, bro?
See, he just want to hear the gavel. He got the gavel over there.
Yeah,
I'm out on him. I'm out on him. Here's why, and I don't mean to be this way because I understand they're older guys, and like we talked about on when you came on my show the other day, Law, you can still bring them in, but I feel like Poe and McCoy are going to give you at the very minimum 2 solid, really good years that you can count on them. So Kinlaw would then be a rotational guy, or someone gets hurt, right? And I don't really want that from 17. I want my 17 to come in here and start
and play
right now and be impactful. And there are a handful of guys that can do that because we're looking at that type of.
Does Chasen come in though?
I think he does because
really, when you got Randy Gregory and those guys.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: you cannot go. You can't go into this draft. You can't go into this draft and say, you know what, we got Randy Gregory and.
I know. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the ability. If Randy Gregory's all the way good, if Fulton's going to play over Gregory.
Listen,
shout out to church.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you
an example.
Let me give you a good example. Okay. So we come out in a hybrid, right?
Mm-hmm.
We come out D-Law, Gerald McCoy, Alden Smith, right? And then you can bring in like a kind of a dime hybrid or whatever, right? What I say? D-Law, Gerald McCoy, Alden Smith. You can stand up Gregory or Chason, right? And you can put one cover linebacker in there, Jalen, LV, whoever the hell you want. You know,
like
and if
the 4-2-5 defense,
something similar to that, and you can swap those guys out. And we also have to kind of come to a realization here. Neither Smith, who hasn't played in 4 years,
right,
and Gregory, who hasn't played in a year and some change, we cannot rely on those guys to give you 75-80% of these snaps right now. So you got to get some young blood up in there, and you got to get somebody for the future. None of those guys are here for you for the future. So, yes, I think an athletic specimen like Kayvon Chason can come in here and get you 4 sacks, 5 sacks, or make some impact plays. Where I don't know that Kinlaw is going to be able to do that from the deep. Who talked about it? We talked about the defensive line having a hard time adjusting. Defensive tackle, a guy like Kinlaw, that's going to take some time. And I'm off my soapbox.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Shout out to the chat.
Man, I hated when he was bumping people. It was like, man, get out the way. He touching. You can't kill him. He's like, how you gonna get me if I'm over here? If I'm over here, I was like, oh man, you ain't winning that battle.
Yeah, look, man. We just gonna have to look at it like this. We won't have that.
All right, you take care. He said his burgers are done. Peace, baby.
All right, man. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, shout out to him. Next time, spread the food around. Fam.
Rice, send it to
yeah.
FedEx.
When all of this Quinlaw with this
he said Quinlaw.
I said Quinlaw. Man, God dog, I'm everywhere.
Trying to get Quinn.
He got quarantine. Hey, you know, he already done said his pick, y'all. He like Quinlaw, and that's his
Quinlaw,
pick. Go ahead and turn in the paper.
But what I was about to go to is that we won't have the 17th pick anyway, according to my guy, Skywalker.
Oh, you talking about trading it for Adams?
You want Adams?
Man,
right?
listen. In the perfect world, I want to get rid of that thing for Jamal Adams in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Both
But we know that likely ain't gonna happen. I mean, that's likely not gonna happen.
This might be this. I feel like is the splash draft.
Listen, don't get me excited.
Splash draft. Splash draft. You remember like they used to say prime time when he catch the interception? Prime time. Prime time. This is splash draft.
Wow. So when you say splash, you mean you're going to make a trade at that pick 17?
I think there's going to be something funky going on with that pick.
Well, what about I got the picks up here.
I've been saying it for months.
I got the picks up here, Nation. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. And no, y'all didn't ask me this on my last show. They asked me a whole bunch of different scenarios because they're like, well, what would you be willing to give up for him? What if the Jets call and say, all right, listen, we're almost on the clock. We like what we like down there. We're not budging. Nobody's budging on this Adams stuff. Give us 17 and 51. Y'all can have Jamal Adams. Too rich?
Hell no. Bye.
17.
Law, go ahead, Law. This is why I brought it up. Because go ahead, Law. Is that too rich?
17 and 51.
17 and 51.
Why not? You got
Nation.
your safety. You can still, if you had a third or
yes
fourth,
or no,
2/5.
hype chat, and I'll get back to the hype chat to see
All right.
to get a poll. Yes or no?
Yes or no?
17-51, you get Jamal Adams. That's all they want. 17-51. No next year picks, no nothing else.
You keep your, and they want offensive linemen too. They want them heavy. Yeah.
17-51. Too rich? Yes, no. Just put a yes or no in the comments.
51 is 51 stuck me in my side, but I'm gonna do it because I see third. We can still get a receiver. You got your safety set. You got linemen. Now third, fourth, you get a receiver.
A lot of people do not like 17 and 51.
Yeah, they don't like 51.
I think the 51 scares them.
Let me raise you.
Scares them.
Let me raise you. Let me raise you. What
Right.
about if you give up 51 pick in next year's first?
No, I think they would do a first and maybe next year. We would a first and next year second.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying.
Ooh.
Well,
First
you're
and
getting
next
some
year's
yeses, but a lot of nopes. We're getting a first Connor Williams and a pack of Trident players, says Stevie Mack. 17 and a third. Hell no, too rich.
Hold
man. Shout out to Tyra Church, by the way, with the $2 donation. He says
Donation.
He says Jamal first and a third, and Diggs or Gladney in a second. So Jamal. Oh, so first and third for Jamal, and then you take Diggs or Gladney in a second. I mean, if you get first and third, that's it. I walk away no problem. Remember, y'all got on me in my last show. That's easy. One in
Yeah,
the
51.
three.
I think they're scared to give up that 51.
That's
It's
what
the
they
Jets
sweet
want
spot it. They
more.
love that 51. Let me ask y'all this though, both of y'all. What did the Steelers
Toby.
do to get Fitzpatrick? How did they get Fitzpatrick?
Toby said, "I gotta go. Y'all back on this Adams junk. He don't like that. He don't want to give up nothing." But go ahead. I'm sorry, Law. What'd you say?
What did
Fitzpatrick, they
Minka
gave,
Fitzpatrick? What they got for Minka?
First round
second,
pick.
a fourth, a first and a fourth.
Yeah, they got a first. They
got a fourth too.
Yeah, they got something back in return. But they had So if the Cowboys get something
They
back
gave
in
up
return,
that first, but they gave up that first and that two. They gave up 2 draft picks of that year. I think that's why the Cowboys were like,
regardless,
they
the
didn't wanna
package
do
that they gave up was well worth it. It wasn't even
The
that
historians out there, y'all help a brother out. Y'all posted in the comment box. What did they do to get Minka Fitzpatrick out?
It was like he was right. It was a first, and I think they actually they got back a fourth from the or the Steelers also got a fourth. Might have been out of that. I think they might have got him in. I know a fourth round pick.
But
was
nobody can sit back and say, "Well, damn, that was a bad trade for them."
Would you
Listen,
rather have?
listen, ain't nobody
Would
gonna
you rather
complain.
have Minka? Would you rather have Minka last
Oh yeah,
year?
bro.
Yeah,
You should have heard us on our shows,
Soon
bro.
as they said something, soon as they said, "Hey," we were on it like, "Get him."
We were talking about it on the shows. We were like, go get Minka Fitzpatrick.
Man, we was all on the Minka Fitzpatrick thing, man.
This is what you needed.
And you see what he did, but he probably wouldn't have did that with us because remember,
Coaching.
coaching.
So
Anyway,
y'all think that Jamal can be that type of
Oh
impact?
my
Why
God,
not?
what?
He's that over at the damn Jets.
Shout out.
And you got Al Harris back there now with you.
Okay.
I'll get back.
You
on that
got
in
the
a
new
second.
guy. I don't know about the new guy.
Got a donation from
But-
Corian Fairley. $5 donation. He says,
$5 holla.
is there any way to trade up and get Simmons? I believe he's going to be a generational talent like the late, great Sean Taylor. Listen, we talked about this before. That's my guy. I don't think that's happening, though.
Go ahead.
I think Simmons is top 5. It's going to take you. You think it's expensive to get Jamal. You know, it's going to take more.
I don't
probably
know if Simmons
to go
goes
up there.
top 5. Not saying he's not top 5 talent. I'm not saying he's not the top 5 talent.
You just mean
you got
need.
just the board, how the board goes. Because if you look at the board right now, you got Cincinnati, Washington, Detroit,
Giants.
New York.
That's the one right there.
Miami, and San Diego. And New York is the one that you're probably saying, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
But they might go offensive linemen to protect Daniel Jones.
That too. That's absolutely true.
It is
You know,
possible.
there's no for
And
sure.
They still need, the offensive line play better, but they still need help on that offensive line.
Shout out to Joshua Magaha. He says, "What it do, Skywalker Law, Big Game James? Appreciate y'all. I appreciate you.
We
man.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
So your thoughts on trading 17? Your final thoughts. I know it's expensive for you, Law, but yeah.
I mean, I'm in the
I
realm
want
of
Adams.
sitting there. You know, you want Adams.
I wanted Adams. Skywalker got my ass last time because I was the one that said, I wouldn't trade Tyrone before I think about it. And he got all on my shit on my Twitter about that. So trust me, I was all on Jamal Adams as soon as they whipped it. But they're still asking, and I heard that they're not budging from asking for an astronomical price right now. But those things could change.
But that can change when you're on the clock.
Yep. And you still ain't got no contract. So as long as there ain't no contract, there's always a chance.
Facts. Hey, question before we move off on the draft here. I had a question, position for BPA. That was from last show. But we don't talk about this pick enough, and everybody got all crazy when I brought up 51. But real quick, some under the radar names at 51, Nation and Squad, that you guys are hearing about or you think would be a viable pick in the second round. Under the radar. I mean, like Gladney's really not under the radar.
Yeah, he's not really under the radar.
I mean, Amik, you know, he's right in that category.
Who's that?
You know, you don't want Amik Roberts.
Okay.
You know, he's right in there.
Jalen Johnson, cornerback from I believe Utah. He could be
couple of those.
He's a good player that nobody's talking about. Also, what's the guy from?
You got Kyle Duggar from Swaggy and Bryce Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Hall's sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky. The cat from Notre Dame.
Corner?
Defensive end.
Oh, that was a funny name.
Yeah. What's his name?
I got you.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Julian, what's his name?
You know, I don't want to mess up his last name.
Okawa. Yeah, he could be.
Okarwa, yeah.
Okarwa.
I think. Hold on.
He could be a sneaky pick as a second rounder if they don't get a defensive end in the first round.
Julian Okarwa, yeah. That's a good pick. What about you, Law?
Man,
sneaky second rounder. We got JT Taylor. They're talking about
Junior.
Marlon Davidson.
What's the junior name? Antonio Winston.
Denzel Mims.
Mims would be nice. Yeah, Mims would be very nice.
I would love a Mims. Brian, shout out for the donation. Thank you, sir. $2. He says
$2 holla.
The Eagles are going to try to jump us. I can actually see them. They get when a clock comes to them or close to them, they get sketchy and they're like, you know what, we got to go and get our guy. I think they're going to trade up in the top 15 and get their receiver.
Yeah, they gonna get the Ruggs kid probably.
Winfield Jr., Van Jefferson. I don't want him in second, but Winfield Jr. I would take that.
Could be, he could be. That's a good pick for 51.
Yeah,
Zack Baun. Oh, my bad. We're gonna have to figure out a way, man.
One way or another.
One way or another. AJ Espinez in the second round.
Yeah, I'm glad he's kind of coming back down because he was.
Yes, please don't touch him in no damn 17. That's another person. I'm gonna be. Oh yeah, that's another person I will.
Damon Arnett, cornerback. Amik Robinson.
I think that would be kind of high for him.
Duvernay
in a second.
Hell no.
Chase Claypool or somebody, you know, go fall.
That's your boy from Texas
Chase
too.
Claypool. I don't want Duvernay in no damn second round. You give me Duvernay in the fourth, I'm loving it.
Wow.
That's tough. Now we're talking about wide receivers.
And Chase Claypool? No, I don't want no Chase Claypool in the second round.
Well, let's look at the type of guys that McCarthy draft. He want those big body tall.
Mims is big
receivers, but who?
What's the booty for, man? What's the booty for?
Mims is big. He's 6'3".
Yeah, Mims
Duvernay is not though.
No. The Duvernay's not no top.
That's why he ain't going no damn second round.
No,
he's tiny.
We're talking about all these receivers, but obviously we know the one that's getting the most headliners right now in Dallas and
Great
amongst
segue.
Dallas is Dez Bryant.
Great segue. That was
Thank
a great
you.
segue.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
no problem.
appreciate
No
that. I'm
problem.
just trying to get.
I want me some glory hole.
That's all. Dak, Dez, Dallas, dope. Non-social distancing going on right now with them two guys.
Man, boy, they yucking it up over there, ain't they?
Listen, Dez said, I don't care about none of y'all stuff. I don't care about this damn Rona,
I
big Rona, big Stoner. I'm just trying to get paid.
I want a job. He said, I want back on the Cowboys.
I want it now. You know what I'm saying? So he out there working out with,
the whole squad.
The whole damn team.
The whole team.
Yeah, he working out with squad. The whole squad every day.
The whole team, bro. The whole team.
Yeah,
so what do we think about that? Like, where are we at with Dez Bryant working with, Zeke, Dak? This is like 2 or 3 days now in a row those guys have been working together. Is it becoming a real possibility?
I mean, yeah, hell, it's real. But once again, we have to understand that, like they were saying, Dez has I think your boy said it, Mr. Law Nation, Jay Farmer D, when he said that Dez has a membership over there, so yeah, they probably would work out. And yeah, I mean, I believe he does have a relationship with the Cowboys. It's not like people hated Dez when he left. That was a thing where the boy Stephen Jones says it's over, but it was never a situation where none of the Cowboys wanted Dez away. I don't think there was a few people we know about that. But for the most part, I believe a lot of people want Dez there. So we see Dez working out. Now you hear Dak saying that Dez should be back on the team. I think it's a possibility. I told you I didn't think it was a possibility before, because as long as it was in Stephen Jones' hands, I don't care what was being said. I think he would not let it come back and let it play. That's some good Cowboys news. I love hearing all this.
Keep talking.
But I gotta shout out a donation.
Just keep talking.
Sports Guru 95, their character punch in the air with fists and ball breaking his knuckles. He just be saying crazy stuff.
Appreciate you.
Martin says also the same thing. Pair character turning around, waving his hand, saying, "Hey," while lowering his glasses.
Walker, you gotta read what I tell you for, man. You gotta
Where it go? Did he pass by? That's my boy.
That's my dog right now.
Toby's like, I'm coming with a little J Farm. He said, "That's the big enough." We brought up Dez. He said, "We brought up Dez." He said, "There go J Farm." He said, "Stop. Enough. Dez is not coming back." Jay, we can't stop. You know why we can't stop, Jay?
They say music's too loud. Just music in the background.
Okay, I'll turn it down, guys.
Yeah, they said turn that shit down.
Turn the audio.
Iceberg Q said turn the music down, man.
Turn your radio down.
Turn that shit down.
Repeat.
Are we good now?
Are we good now,
y'all?
Are we good?
They say.
He was talking about the Dez Bryant music.
Oh yeah, he said they said turn that shit down. He said y'all was acting like y'all was in the club. What's up, Mercedes? My dog.
Good. Two down.
Jamie, I said that joint was bumping. That was
cut the damn video.
Listen,
man.
my bad, y'all. Listen. That was a video that I made prior, like a couple days ago, that I put out. So I put some beats over top of that. That's my man. So if y'all want to know where I got the beats from, sure. But my bad. Apologize.
But listen, I was saying this right quick, and I'm gonna jump off, and y'all got it.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say this. Stephen Jones, when he was talking about it, I was like, he ain't come back, because Stephen Jones wasn't doing that. But when I'm hearing with Patrick Walker, and that's my dog, because he come with the facts and the fire. Yeah. When he said that it ain't really Stephen Jones now, he's saying he's leaving up to Mike McCarthy. That's why I think Dez Bryant has a chance. And what I think is going to happen is that the reason why they haven't signed him now is because they don't have to. There's no rush to sign no Dez Bryant. And I think they're going to go in the draft and see what they're going to do receiver-wise. If they go hard at receiver and the draft, then maybe, I don't know. But if they don't go hard as a receiver in the draft, then yes, I definitely think that they go after Dez Bryant and bring him in, and then they figure it out.
I mean, you speaking nothing but the truth, but I don't like the antics of it. It makes and it paints a picture for the head coach. It does. It paints the picture for the head coach, because if we don't win, if we so happen to not pick up Dez Bryant, that's all we're going to hear throughout the nation. Echoes of, man, we should have kept Dez. We could have picked up Dez. And on top of what we do, if we go into this draft and we pick up a young kid and he struggles a little bit, a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, you remember Dez? You remember Dez? And then don't let Dez go to a team that's winning somehow, like the Kansas City Chiefs or somebody.
He worked out with Patrick Mahomes.
He worked out with him. And they're going to be like a half and a third of the nation saying, see,
he went over there, and he went over there with Patrick Mahomes. I told you should have signed him, and look at him over there killing it.
Yeah.
So I always
what
say,
position? Okay, I want to ask y'all though. What position?
Right.
Okay, if Dallas signs him, right? I keep on thinking I haven't seen him play in the slot. What position he's going to play? You going to move Cooper in the slot? Well, how's he going to get on there?
I got an answer for you.
Talk to me then.
All right, so I'm neither here nor there with Dez Bryant. We get him, cool. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
However, I think there's some sense to it. I know a lot of fans are annoyed, whatever. But guys, we just signed a mother who was not playing football for 4 years.
Right.
Why can't you go get a Dez Bryant? That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you bring Dez Bryant in, he can just be a reserve guy. He can be your backup X, backup Y, backup boundary receiver, whatever you want to do. Occasionally you can move him inside, right? I mean, sure, whatever. But I would not be bringing Dez Bryant aboard to be my starter. He would be my reserve backup guy. Think about it. Coop goes down. There's no Randall Cobb. If Gallup goes down, there's no Randall Cobb. You're relying on Cedric Wilson or a rookie in the 3rd or 4th or 5th round. You know, that's why I think we should bring in a veteran. And listen, man, the way they're working.
They try to get Emmanuel Sanders.
The rumors were, yes.
I love your rational.
That's all. I'm just giving some logic to why bringing him aboard. That's all. I'm not saying we have to, just why.
But can I put a booty in here?
Put a booty in there. Put a booty in there.
But here's the thing. Can that reserve backup guy play special teams?
I hear you. See, therein lies the issue.
There lies the issue. So we would love to see
what you tell Dez do.
What you tell Dez do. What you tell him?
Go down there and cover punts, bro.
Because but not even cover punts.
It might sound funny, but seriously.
Have a return punts, because remember his rookie year. Remember his rookie year, he returned a punt.
He did.
For a touchdown against the Bears. And he was returning punts. Remember his rookie year.
And Jason Witten had hair. Jason Witten had hair during that time.
Why they took him off? Remember when the only reason why they really took him off punt duty is because he got hurt.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So put him as a punt returner. Hey, I am Sheepdog with a $9.99 holla. Jones family or attention drama queens. They're all about attention and drama, unfortunately. Hell to the yeah. Do we know?
It's about selling tickets, and he would sell the hell out of some 88 jerseys. I'm for real.
Man, that's what Jerry would have said. If it was up to Jerry would have been like, hell yeah, come on back. But Steven just don't want that.
I feel you. But so then the question I have though, do the Cowboys need a veteran backup receiver?
Yes.
Oh who else can play X? Yeah, y'all put it down. Who else can play X after?
Talk about a couple of your boys.
Gallup.
A big game Gallup. That you did some not interviews, but some breakdowns on. Cedric Wilson.
Well, Cedric Wilson, he can play an X. He can play the slot, but he's not somebody you're jumping up and saying, "Oh hell yeah!"
Calvin Williamson.
He gave us the vision 2020.
I like the $20 hollers.
2020, maybe 20 cents.
Says watch out. He says watch. Alden Smith is going to surprise everybody. Money well spent. Oh, I love the signing.
Oh well, we think so that, much. But if I think like I said, Cedric Wilson has a chance because Cedric Wilson was a punt returner too on the Cowboys, and he played the slot, he played the outside, and he was versatile. I like Cedric Wilson. He doesn't have those outstanding traits because he's like a 4-5 guy, but he has good size. He has played it before, and I think he's versatile enough. People mention I had Devin Smith. Devin Smith hasn't played the slot, okay? Devin Smith was more of an receiver.
What about Devin Smith being your veteran backup? You rely on him? Are you going to have to rely on him?
Well, this is the thing, then.
He plays no special teams at all.
If he plays no special teams,
none.
Then forget it. 2 tiers.
I feel like
in the
he's
bucket.
out of it.
2 tiers in the bucket. Give me Dez Bryant, Dan. Because you know what? I just thought about it. And this is from Justin Blacker. He says, no one could cover Dez, Gallup, Coop, honestly. And he made me think just for a quick second, Cowboy Nation.
Of course not.
And I know,
if Dez is okay.
I know that my guy Jay is going to get pissed off about this, but think about it. Did Dez Bryant, dare I say, ever had an Amari Cooper on the opposite side?
Yeah, Miles Austin, but he was a buck. Not Amari Cooper, but Miles Austin in his prime was pretty damn good receiver.
And Dez was still young.
But Dez was young. Has Dez had a Michael Gallup is what we should say. Michael Gallup type of guy opposite of him in his career, in his prime?
The closest thing was Terrence Williams.
Not really, no.
No, and Terrence Williams can't find himself back on the football field. He couldn't make the XFL for crying out loud. So instead of Dez Bryant, because he was the end-all, be-all, was it 2017? Was it last year with us?
Yes.
2017, yes.
Okay, so
Tavon Austin got brought up.
that means it's going to be Dez Bryant against
Tavon
the number
Austin.
2 receivers. So, yeah.
Number 2 corner?
Who?
Is that what you mean? You said Dez Bryant against the number 2 receiver. What do you mean, like as a competition in camp or a competition? Or you mean the number 2 cornerback? You said Dez Bryant against the number 2 receiver. What are we talking about?
I'm just saying, if you put Dez Bryant in this particular offense,
right?
And I know it's going to be limited snaps or what have you. I think Michael Gallup can play inside. He did it a little bit in college. So
I ain't touching Mike. Mike. Cooper's the one that can move in. I think
Cooper can play slide.
You know what I'm saying? Man, Cooper play
in the
inside.
slide. Yeah.
That's where the versatility is, because if you don't, you still have Tavon Austin. He's still on the roster. He's not signed. So that's up in the air. But if you're looking at Dez has been there and done it. He has been a dominant receiver. Obviously, he's not dominant probably like he was before. We know that. But he's still Dez Bryant is still better than a lot of the receivers in the league right now. Can we not say that still?
I mean, we don't know. We just don't know.
He
looks
know,
good.
But I mean, he looked pretty good.
Why not? I seen Jeff Kavanaugh bring this up. Why not give Dez Bryant a deal like you gave Alden Smith? No guarantees. Just come in and see what's up.
And he ain't gonna care. He'll come in with no deal.
No?
He just wants to come on
in
with
for
team.
free.
Yeah, he just wants to play on this damn
he well
team.
off. He got money. He good.
I mean, I talked about it last year. Last year, I made a video in November. I said, bring Dez Bryant back. Because remember when Cooper was getting hurt and they were talking about maybe possibly bringing Dez Bryant during the season last year, I was all for it. You get what I'm saying? But I just was like, man, it's Steven. I mean, I'm like you, Will. If they do bring him, dope. If they don't, okay. I'm not going to die either way. But I do think when you have a Dez, when you think about it now, a Dez, a Coop, a freaking Michael Gallup, that's pretty scary. At least on the paper, it looks like.
Gosh.
And then you can still sprinkle in, and let's think about it. They could still get a dope young guy. They could still get a dope young guy early, and you could still have a Dez in on the team. You feel me?
So you let Ventel Bryant go, and you let
Ventel Bryant ain't doing shit.
What are you talking about here?
Ventel Bryant got guns and smoking. Well, we can't talk about smoking weed no more. But he got them guns, man. I mean, think of the roster who they got right now. Deontay Burton, really?
There is none.
There's nobody on the roster that they're scary. I mean, we got John Vejo. I did the video. He's got that all-world speed, and I think he's still going to have a chance because he runs a 4.3. And I feel like as long as you run a 4.3, if you can get your hands together, because everybody was loving. Nobody was talking about Devin Smith last year. It was John V. Johnson. When John V. Johnson started dropping the ball, that's when Devin Smith came to the forefront.
Joe trying to play basketball.
Well, he did drop the ball a lot, though.
John Vay.
He had 3 drops in 2 games, but it was really showing up in that blue-white scrimmage because that game, Dak Prescott was going for him hot and heavy. He was getting open, but he kept dropping the damn ball. But we can also say that it could be nerves. He was a rookie. It could be nerves because we've seen plenty of players, top players, have ball issues.
I mean, you're absolutely right about that, but we need a veteran backup. In my opinion, we need one. And, Dez Bryant's out there, so I don't see what the issue is with it. I mean, a guy can do – we know what he can do. He can score touchdowns. So at the very least, if you don't think he's a great route runner or whatever, if he's your 4th or 5th receiver, you bring him in inside that 30-yard line, he now becomes a real weapon. A real weapon. Who's your comparison to a Dez type of guy, which I mean is in the draft, a guy that can go up and get it in the red zone? Who's your comparison? Is it Claypool? Was it
Denzel Mims?
Yeah.
Denzel Mims.
That's my guy.
I'm all over that. If you go watch that tape of Denzel Mims, there it is right there.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I think it's Mims.
but that Claypool is up nasty too, though, man.
Claypool is nasty, but he don't have that. Claypool struggles to me. If you watch him in the man-to-man, when you watched him at the Senior Bowl, he was struggling with get off. He was struggling with physical contact, and with his size, you wouldn't think now he's a great blocker, but he was just struggling with his get off. And to me, with that 4.4 speed, it doesn't look like he plays to it though. You get what I'm saying? Like
Claypool?
you see guys, you're like, damn, he's fast, but Claypool, it stunned you when he ran that 4.4 because he doesn't play to that speed.
But I'm looking at Claypool at this right here. You will have a Jarwin on the field, right? You will have, dare I say, a Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper. You will have those guys out there. So it's him, and
Michael
you line
Pittman.
him up inside. That's isolation for the nation with him versus a linebacker who don't have the quickest hips. I think in college, of course, they had the better DBs on them. So I think that, a young kid like that in this particular system, and I think that Mike McCarthy loved those sides.
He loves the big ones.
And Mims fit right in that mold too. And for those who are battle crying for Dez, I think that they probably look at it like this. Mims is a big body that we can put on this team too. So
hell yeah,
he's not.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I was saying though, Law. I'm not mad at you getting to Chase Claypool. I just don't want to get him in those first few rounds. Get him a little bit later, even with those numbers. Those numbers can fool you. Yeah, that great combine, but how many people we seen go great at the combine and don't do shit in the pros?
So here's the thing about.
And I like Pittman too.
By the way, guys, we are opening up the lines. We will be fine. Last time we weren't. We are good on the line. I know there's been a crazy show with the technical difficulties, but hey, man, I appreciate you guys for sticking it out and rocking. We got a steady, nice crowd in here, man. The chat is booming. Y'all guys are eating it up in there, and I'm reading off some of these. I'd love to hear from you. So the line is open, 717-745-8898. If you do call in, what we'll do is state your name.
You ain't got 10-minute answers.
Let me give them the rules. Right? Let me give them the rules. State your name, where you're from. We'll give her, her lows and whatnot, and ask your question or state your statement. We'll give you our salutes, and then we'll answer your question off air, unless we need to combat that right away. But we'll answer it off air. So you guys want to call in at 717-745-8898. I feel like the radio when I say that.
Yeah. Shout out to give a shout out to those who reached into their pockets and gave the kind that fold and not the kind that jingles. Clifford McKinley, appreciate you. Thank you so much for making the donation. And church, he always taking us to church. Tyrone, appreciate you.
He ain't took me to church today. He took y'all to church. Tyrone don't love me. Me and him go back and forth. You can give me a $2 holler, Tyrone.
Tyrone, go over to Big Game James Church.
Come on, church.
Come on, church. Go over to Big Game.
Do I gotta show the donation picture?
No Bootang. Bootang said 5-minute calls. Ain't no 5. No. We can't.
Ain't no.
On my show, I'm okay with that because I like to talk with y'all, but not
2-minute hollers. Two maybes.
Maybe.
James Owens in the chat asked, what wide receivers y'all like? Well, we just named a ton of them. Is there some? What's up with that Porsche guy?
Oh, from SMU. I've seen a little bit, but everybody's high on him. But
I see his name pop up a lot. But
you know, as a guy to keep your eye on, this Antonio Gibson kid from Memphis. Keep an eye on him. Fast.
Gibson.
Okay,
I seen somebody talking about it.
A couple people sent me his stuff.
A lot of
I went and checked him out. Fast. He got pretty good size too.
We got one on the line here in a second. Let me get you plugged
230 pounds. 6 foot, 230 pounds.
1 second, TP. I believe we have TP from NC. TP.
I was about to say, Tony Pollard, what up, dog?
No. TP from NC. All right, TP, what's up, man?
All right. Not much. Big game. I try to make it short, baby, for you.
What up with you, big dog?
Hey, look here. I think Jerry Jones gonna make a splash in the draft. I think somebody gonna fall down to us, and I think we're gonna make a splash. It always happens, but if it was me, I'd give it that 17th pick right now in a hurry for Jamal Adams. I'm sorry. Still done. I'm out still. I'm with you, boss. And matter of fact,
yes,
still, I love your intro.
Oh, thanks,
and hey,
man.
Law.
What's up, man? Hey, Law. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you, man. hey, my thing is with
all
this.
Right, I'm done, man. I'm out.
Appreciate you, TP.
17 picks straight up. 17 picks straight up, TP. And I think anybody would do that. That's
But
too
they
easy.
ain't gonna do that.
That's too easy.
That's too easy. That's just like nope. They like 17 and blah 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 blah.
hey, he
That's
just
just
did
the
me.
start.
He just did me wrong because I didn't like the 17 pick. He was like, "What's up, Steele? What's going on? Oh, what's up, Big Agent? Oh, hey, Law, what's going on?"
Oh, he didn't give me no love. He just said, "I'll be off here quick, big game." He gave Steele all the love. He said, "I love you, dog."
Yeah, the Steele was.
Steele got all the love.
TP was like, "Yeah, what's up, Law?"
Hey ho, we got a $5 holler for Dallas Cowboys for life. And that's my new guy. You did a show with him, Law, right?
Sid
Dallas Cowboys
Vicious.
for life?
That's Sid Vicious.
Did you do that? Didn't you do a show with him, Big Dog?
Yeah.
From Canada? Oh, Canada. There you go. Tyrone Church came over here and said, $2 holler. Will you trade a 4 for Christian Kirk? What do you think about that, y'all?
A 4 for Christian Kirk. We got another one.
I wouldn't mind that.
I thought it was Curtis
I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd do a 4 for Christian Kirk.
A 4 for Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk from Arizona.
Christian. Oh, what? Yeah, but they ain't getting rid of that, man.
I know.
We got another caller on the line. Let me
All
get
right,
you
all right.
over real quick. 1 second, caller. Go ahead, state your name and where you're from, brother or sister.
Hey, what's up, fellas? This is Josh from Macon, Georgia.
Georgia in the building.
I got a question. Yeah. I got a question. I know everybody's tired of talking about the whole Dak Prescott contract negotiation.
I'm glad you went there.
But,
you the first one to bring it up.
Yeah.
Right.
But do you think, kind of like how the Raiders are, with Al Davis' son, how he's kind of, I'm going to be honest, how he's kind of, making that organization go to crap right now. Do you think it's kind of like a tug-of-war battle between Jerry and Stephen Jones right now with this whole Dak Prescott thing? My opinion, I think that Jerry wants to give him that contract, but Stephen kind of is like, I don't know. You probably need to prove it another year.
That's a good point. It's a good question,
So,
man.
Great question.
I'm just leaving y'all with that. And y'all have a good night, man.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, appreciate you.
calling, man,
Hey, I've been out to Macon, Georgia. It's live out there. I've been out there. Shout out to you.
Appreciate that.
Alpharetta,
So,
too.
real quick, we'll answer that question and get to the next caller in a second. But what do we think about that? Is there a tug of war between Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott? Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Is there a tug of war?
Yeah.
In regards to
yeah.
this,
I believe there is, in a sense, yes.
I think there's been.
And here's why. You remember Jerry Jones a couple of weeks ago came out and said, "I don't like Dak Prescott. I love him. I love him as my son,
like a family." Yeah, he's family.
Like a family. Have you ever heard Stephen Jones give those type of
Oh, he will never
no.
do that though.
He never says that about nobody. He'll say, "Well, we definitely respect what he does, and we love what he did."
That's the give and take with Steven, right? That's the part where we love Steven because he can be hard. He won't fall in love with the player and pay him grossly right away, right? But then we kind of like, man, come on, Steven, what the hell you doing when we need to get our quarterback signed right now? But we got a caller on the line.
Yeah.
1 second. What's up, man or lady? Go ahead, state your name and where you're from. Are you there?
Mitch Dunn.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. State your name and where you're from.
Oh, it's Mitch. I'm from Kansas.
Mitch from
Kansas.
What's up, Mitch from Kansas? What's going on, man? What's your question or a statement?
First of all, I'm all for throwing up the X. I'm ready to dust off that jersey. I got that 88 ready to dust off.
Okay, so you want Dez Bryant back?
But yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do believe though. I don't think he'd play that slot. I don't think he'd play that slot. I think he'd want to be on the outside. But so I'm really believing that we need to go to the draft with it. But I'll leave y'all with that.
All right,
Thank
man.
you for the call.
No, thank you for the call, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Kansas.
Bro.
Click my heels out there.
So he says that he doesn't think that Dez Bryant can play the slot, which we all talk about, and that we should go in the draft with that. Yeah, for the slot.
I mean, like I said, you can still get you a really good receiver and still get Dez. Are we agreement on that? You can still get you the receiver that you want and still get Dez. So you're not losing in any of that situation. You're going to play your young guy. And if Dez is the guy that's coming back saying, I don't want to be the man, I just want to be a part of a team, and he's saying he's being humble. So if he's saying all that, then it wouldn't be, you shouldn't hear nothing out of Dez, right? About playing time or anything like that, right? You shouldn't hear none of that. So we shouldn't even have to worry about any of that if that's what we're going by. So go ahead and bring him in.
Sin City or not.
Sign you a damn receiver, and let's make it happen.
Real quick, though, to go back from the previous caller's kind of question or statement about Dak Prescott, because we really didn't go in on that a little bit. There was a report that came out today about, who was it? Adam Schefter, I believe. It was Adam Schefter who said
Stevie Mac?
Yes, no. Well, Stevie. I don't think it was Stevie in the comments.
No,
it was Zach.
No,
Zach said Schefter, and I seen this earlier. Zach said that Schefter came out and said the only dispute right now with Dak Prescott and the numbers
is the years. 4 to 5.
And we've been talking about it, and that's it. And if it's that simple, we need to hammer that out.
Yeah, because that's all they're saying is that it's that contract. But Dak is basically saying, why don't you give me the 4-year deal that everybody else is getting? When you look at everybody else that has gotten their deal, as far as the quarterbacks, they're all on 4-year deals. Jared Goff, the guys that were drafted with him, Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, both on 4-year deals. So why would he have to go and get extended? We understand why that he wants to get, because those TV rights, so he can get more money. So we understand the tug back and forth with that. But if this is your guy, man, just make it happen, damn it, Steven, and just sign this man so we can move the hell on. Because let's think about this one more time.
1 second.
This is a different season. This isn't normal NFL. So guess what? You have to get them in camp and get this stuff together, because we don't know what's going to happen with OTAs, camp, virtual reality now, playbooks and shit. All this stuff is going to be totally different. So get this damn man in the camp. Get this man signed so we can figure all this stuff out.
We got a call on the line, man. Go ahead, state your name and where you're from. What's up?
Shout out to Justin Blacker, man.
Justin Blacker. Go ahead, man.
State
your name and where you're from.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Justin.
Appreciate you.
I hear somebody on.
Yeah, somebody's on.
Yeah. Eric, I'm in Mississippi.
Mississippi. What's up, Eric?
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Natchez, too.
I'm doing fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just looking at on the draft news about the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you, brother.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, we waiting on you, big dog. We waiting on you. We waiting on you.
The show belongs to you, right quick.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking at this draft, and everybody seemed that they really want to take David McKinney. I know he's the safe pick of safety for 17. But I'm up there thinking, why not just go ahead and get Delpit? Delpit is a better. I don't want to hear about tackling. I come to find out he was injured. The high X-ray do cause less tackling problems.
So you're Delpit versus McKinney. You're Delpit versus McKinney. Okay, we'll answer that here in a second. We got another call we want to get to, but I appreciate you calling in, brother.
All right.
All right, man. We'll get to that one.
Delpit versus a McKinney at the 17th pick.
Let's get this one here, and we'll piggyback. We'll come back to that McKinney one. What's up, man? You are on the show. State your name. Where you from?
My man. Yeah, this is Rome the Great, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Hey, what's up, Rome? Atlantic City.
Rome the Great. I like it.
Great.
Atlantic
Rome
City.
the Great.
Yeah, Rome the Great to the building, baby.
What's up, brother?
All right. So listen, man. My statement is everybody's sleeping on KJ Hamler. We can't grab Ruggs in the first round. Hamler has 4.27 speed. He's going to burn the top off the defense. We got to grab him in the second round. He's a sleeper right now from Penn State. That's the wide receiver to grab in the slot.
And you said second round?
He's small, though, ain't he?
For him.
All right, we'll get to that, man. Appreciate
he's small. He's small, but He's a Jackson. He's a Deshaun Jackson.
I definitely seen
him.
He's
a speedster.
I didn't know he ran a 4.27 though.
Yeah, he's got wheels. He's got wheels.
Yeah, he's tied with Ruggs. He ran it in college, 4.27.
Yeah, y'all post that.
Let's attack that KJ Hamler real quick. Good looks. Appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching too.
Problem,
all y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, appreciate you.
It's
check
always
this out.
Receiver
check this out because he mentioned KJ Hamler and he's getting steam anyway. Because remember when we had Connor Livesay on Will, he was the guy that he was KJ Hamler was his guy that he kept talking about a slot receiver. Because remember I talked about KJ Hill and Duvernay. I like those guys like in the 4th round, but he was saying that he like keep an eye. I told him what receiver that's a guy that nobody's really talking about. Keep an eye on. That's the first thing he came out of his mouth was KJ Hamler. Keep an eye on him. He really, really likes him.
Are we talking about 2nd round for KJ Hamler, or are we talking about?
See, the only thing is, 2nd round, he's so small.
176 pounds. I'm looking at his shoulder.
He is little. He think he's like 5'8", 176. He is little. And at 2nd round, I'm like, ooh. But the boy got
speed,
serious wheels.
That's a little dude.
He's a little dude though.
I don't know if I can take that.
That's the only thing that's
tough. That's tough. A lot of people talking about Lamb, taking Lamb if he's there at 17. That's a luxury. I'm gonna keep saying it. Any receiver at 17 is a luxury. It will be hard to turn away from him. But let's get to the other caller who brought up McKinney and Delpit real quick.
Who do you think has the more long-term ability?
I think they both are going to be really good in the league.
So do I think they're going to be both good.
Delpit's my guy. Law, who's your guy?
Man, McKinney's my dog right there, man.
McKinney actually makes more sense here.
I'm in the middle because when I go back and I went back and watched went back and watched McKinney's tape again. I was like, man, damn, he's pretty good.
But here's the thing though, James, and still. If we still had Papa Rob Marinelli defense and the Chris Richard spitting and yelling at people, I would love to have Delpit, in that particular system. But with this Mike Nolan groove, where you're going to have the guy more so in the box, maybe with the strong side, and somebody that can hit, tackle, wrap up, punch the ball out, aggressive, put his nose down deep inside.
Do you think McKinney could fall? Do you think McKinney could fall to a 2nd pick at 51?
Ain't no way he fall.
You don't think so?
Man, I'm seeing a lot of some of these mocks having them go down there. I don't think
Delpit fall out of the first. I think
Delpit is dropping.
Yeah.
He was dropping early. We talked about that. All right, we got some callers on the line. Let's get to this one here. Go ahead, state your name. Where you from? Oh, my bad. One more. Go ahead, state your name, brother, and where you are from.
That Hamler is something else.
All right, guys, I have a quick question. I'm taking this to another side of the spectrum here.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. You guys saw that Skip Bayless has been pretty much picking on Zeke and saying that if Zeke doesn't produce, that he doesn't see Zeke having a future with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, do you guys think the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are keeping Tony Pollard around is just in case they decide to make that move to say, hey, you're not producing Zeke, we're moving away from you? Because I believe Tony Pollard is just as good as Zeke once he starts to see the field like Zeke does, because he's very explosive. What do you guys think about this?
Is this Sid?
It sounds like Sid.
This is Sid, man.
Yeah, what's up, Sid? I like that. I like that. It's definitely out of the box, and I definitely want to talk about that. A couple little things about that.
Man.
Skip and all that. So
much love, guys.
Hey, thank you, man.
Appreciate
you.
Appreciate it.
One more here. You're plugged in. State your name. Where you from? Hey, I hear us in the background. What's up, man? You there? And we're out.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
It was too late. Got to call back in, brother. Too late. Let's touch on the.
Let me give before you finish. Before you do that, Scott. Shout out to Cam Ridley. Says you guys are the best Cowboys podcast by far. I gotta give that a shout out.
You said Cam
gotta
said
give that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Cam Ridley. Gotta give that a shout out.
Send that over to Derek Eagleton.
Send it over to Science Radio.
Hey, listen, I really, really appreciate
Serious
that.
Cyrus.
We try to bring,
Why
all
so
the
serious,
knowledge. We
baby?
try to bring the fun. We try to bring the real to the show. So anytime you guys are here in the
Let's
hype
talk
chat,
about this Zeke thing, though.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
let's talk about. First of all,
Can I say something first? Because I know you gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let you have it all, Will, because I know you. I'm just gonna say one quick thing about that. First of all, I don't think Tony Pollard is as good as Zeke. Okay, that's just my opinion. Not as far as the all-around back. Now, Tony Pollard is very good. Now, here's my thing. When you're saying, will they get rid of Zeke for Tony Pollard? You got to look at his contract. I think it's 2024. I believe they have an out in 2024 with Ezekiel Elliott. And I think they did that on purpose because remember, when they had DeMarco Murray, they didn't want to touch him after 26, remember? They didn't want to touch him. They didn't want to sign him at that big contract at 26. How old is Ezekiel Elliott now? 24. That out of being 2 years, he'll be 26. So I think they're going to reevaluate it in 2 years. If they see some decline at that point, I think they would be able to, and they could eat up that blast. That's just my opinion with it. I think they're already preparing for an out if he downtrends.
go ahead, Law, before I go off on this. But shout out to Verl Keeler. Our offensive line makes me uneasy. He has a $5 donation. Make me feel better, Law. Make him feel better about the offensive line, Law.
Man, he sound like that dude off of Players Club. Make me feel better. You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness, man. Offensive line for your mind. Hey, it is what it is. Well, I think that we still have Looney, and it didn't look like that much of a drop-off for 2018. He just had to get his playing weight together. And, yes, he folded a little bit in the playoff game as it relates to playing against those L.A. Rams. But we should be okay. I just have a big reservations on Tyron Smith, believe it or not. He's been injured every year. We can't build our house on that all the way. We have to figure out an escape hatch on how to figure out putting some people behind him so that they can be ready. I don't think that Connor Williams is that end-all, be-all guy to be behind Tyron Smith. But also to piggyback off of what Sid said about Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. Yeah. Here's the thing. Ezekiel Elliott is the best all-around running back in the NFL. I'm going to repeat. He is the best all-around running back that's in the NFL.
I agree with that.
Block, catch the ball out of the backfield.
Tough yards.
He don't have the wiggle, but he has the burst and the acceleration, the explosion when he's not in Cabo land. And, of course, I saw some pictures. It's just always going to be like that with Ezekiel. He looked like Puffy, you see, and then he'll look slim.
He looked slim in that one pass, though. He looked quick as hell.
Yeah, on the pass, but you saw the picture where he was just
looked fat as hell.
I was like, man, who's this doughboy?
Some fat sweatpants he be wearing.
Right. What did he be doing? I just think the brother, and then I'm not trying to be an appearance guy, but maybe just cut a little off the top. Maybe I can see him a little different or braid it to the back or something. But he just looks kind of puffy a little bit. Maybe it's because his face is all fluffed up. I don't know.
He's just a husky boy. That's all.
Husky boy.
No, not boy. Not boy. See, over here in the East Coast,
what y'all call
him? PA, he a husky bull. Bull. He a husky bull.
Bull.
You know what I'm saying? That boy, that boy good.
And when you use the other word, the word with the Y, the yent.
See, you don't refer to him as a John. We refer to some. I don't, you know what? I'm not going to do this.
The nation,
I ain't going to talk about. Listen, just know he a husky bull. That's all that is.
Husky bull.
Here's my thing about this Zeke thing, y'all.
Talk to me. Talk to the nation.
First of all, Sid, you my boy. I highly recommend you to stop watching Skip Bayless when it comes to Cowboy stuff. That's number one. Skip. When they talk about the Cowboys, turn it off, or you're going to go crazy. Okay, this is what they do. So that's number one. Skip Bayless does not count as a Cowboy fan. He does not count as getting any Cowboy information from. He's shock jock. Number two, do we think Tony Pollard's a replacement? No. TP was, in my opinion, was brought here to be the best type of change of pace back that we have had behind Ezekiel Elliott in his career. Period. Point blank. Okay, and I talked about it immediately last year. Did I not? Big game. He is a perfect change of pace. I call him a cop back. And don't get it twisted, because I had this argument with some people. He's not just some gadgety player where he has to make all these crazy moves.
He's a 20.
He can run the rock.
Yeah.
He can make you miss with his wiggle, and he's tough. So Tony Pollard's a really good back. I think if he played in any other team, he would probably see significant snaps. However, Ezekiel Elliott is the best all-around running back, like Law said, because he can block at an elite level, he can catch at an elite level, he can run at an elite level. There's a difference between being...
And he's not injury-prone.
And he's not injured. He plays every game. That's important. There's a difference between being a running back. In my opinion, he's the best runner than being a versatile type of guy like, say, what's the cat over there in Panthers? What's his name? McCaffrey. The difference with those two guys is I don't think McCaffrey is a pure runner like Zeke, but he's a better pass catcher. So there's going to be
and he's definitely not as big.
No, well, he ain't little though. but he's not. He's
cocky,
not as
but
strong.
he ain't Zeke. He ain't
Right,
thick
he's
like
not
Zeke.
strong. Yeah. So the comparison. I mean, there is no comparison. Zeke is a better all-around back, but don't get it twisted. TP's a beast. All right, we got somebody on the line. I'm sorry for that tangent there, y'all. But let's see what they talking about. You still there, man? State your name if you're still there.
Well, Skill Bayless.
Yes.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
State your name. Where you from, brother?
Well, it's Butch again from Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita. What's up, brother?
Double
Hey, I
back
just
in
wanted to say, hey, Law.
What's
Law,
up?
I love you, man.
Oh, man, I feel
I love you, man. Love your content. And I just wanted to put that love out there, Cowboy
Man,
Nation.
we need that love. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, man, that's
I
dope.
love y'all content. And y'all stay up.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Big game, James.
What up,
I
dog?
love you too, man.
Hey, I love you too. I love when somebody tell me they love me. I definitely love you.
We appreciate that, man.
That makes my beard grow, baby. Yeah.
Stay with these boys, man.
I got
stay
you,
with
man.
these boys. You get up there too, man.
Listen,
I love
I'm
y'all.
trying.
I love
I'm
the
trying.
content.
Hey, man, I'm just big game James. These are 2 stars. I'm just
Whoa,
big game.
whoa.
I'm just big. These are 2 stars, dog. I'm just big game James.
Everybody be saying I'm just big game James.
Appreciate
Man,
you,
just big game
I
James.
was watching you back when you was in that fucking studio.
Yeah,
my
you
dog.
please. Yeah.
Hey, my dog. I appreciate you.
Big
You
game.
really make me
I'm
feel special now.
Y'all 24/7, man. Quit it.
Hey,
We try to
hey,
give
love
you
you
the
for
truth,
it,
man.
man.
I'm a butcher, man. I'm a butcher. I get off of work. I come home, and it's you guys. It's fucking. I apologize.
You good? I say it too.
Good. It's the late night high.
I appreciate you.
Mark, and you know it's Lombardi. Yeah.
Thanks,
I
man.
love y'all. I just want to show my fucking my support for y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
We love
You
you
too.
too, dog.
Appreciate you.
Peace out, brother. Hey, man, we got another one on the line. Just hold for a quick second.
Hold on,
all right?
$5 holla. I gotta
Yeah,
give shout out to my $5
I know.
holla.
We got some hollers.
He said, Cowboys for Life said he destroyed Skip Bayless in his video yesterday, and Noisy Man Zeke is number 1, and I wanted wanted your opinion on Zeke as the future for the Cowboys. Like I said, they're going to look at Zeke's contract. I feel like they did it just like they did with DeMarcus Lawrence. Look at DeMarcus Lawrence. After 3 years, when he turns 30, there's an out. When you look at Ezekiel Elliott in 2024, in 2 years, there's a 2 to 3 years, there's an out. They're doing that with a lot of these contracts now. After 3 to 4 years, there's an out. If those guys aren't producing at that period of time, they're going to cut you.
Cool. You're right. You're right, man. It is what it is.
It's
and
a business, dog.
Stephen Jones going to have even
you know
more
Steven,
of a handle.
Man, dog. Steven running that money. If there's a downtrend in any of them players, you're going to get cut, dog. I mean, if they cut Dez, if they cut all these other players, you've seen how many people we've seen top players just get cut. It's reality, dog.
Another $2 from Clifford McKinney. He said, talk that talk. Skywalker, thank you for that, Clifford McKinley. And we do have another caller on the line. State your name.
Phone lines is lit.
I love it, man. State your name, where you're from.
Hey, what's up, Steel? It's TP from NC again. I double back on
DP from NC coming back.
Hey, I feel bad because Big James. I feel bad because Big James and Law, they thought I didn't give them no love.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Law, you know I love you, Law. Cause,
yeah, appreciate it, man.
For to ever answer my text. And Big Game, I have a lot of respect for you because you be getting it in. And I hope I meet all you guys soon.
Oh, we're
and
trying.
I want to get to the camp in Oxnard, and hopefully I meet all y'all. But y'all keep.
Well, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there again. So make sure you there.
Hey, yeah, and still I'm with you too, man. I don't even consider Skip Bayless as a true Cowboy fan.
No, he ain't.
I
That's
really
money.
don't.
No. I advise.
You know, but
yeah, go ahead.
But I'm gonna let y'all go, and I just want to say I love what you all are doing. Keep it up, because sooner or later it's gonna be you all and them talking heads gonna be out the door.
Hey,
yes,
man,
sir.
that's
Speak it.
Thank you, TP. Let me get to this next call real quick.
Speak it, TP. Can I get a witness?
I appreciate that, man.
Speak it.
Listen, I'm telling you, at this moment, that they're
it.
doing what we're doing.
They're copying us.
Copy
and don't think they ain't listening.
Can't do any live shows.
They're lucky we ain't playing no damn NFL. They wouldn't have no airplay.
Oh yeah, they lucky we can't play that. State your name, caller. Where you from?
What up? This is Justin from Fort Worth, Texas.
Justin.
I was calling to see what's going on. I've actually been the one that's been commenting a little bit with the money, but quick question, Law Nation. I want to let you know that I did subscribe to you, and I'm now a part of your monthly subscriber. But
that's dope.
Question
is
dope. with your boy, with the new head coach, do y'all see, like, because y'all knew how he was in Green Bay, he was always a passing coach, right? So what's going to happen now with having Zeke and Pollard? Do y'all think that they could use Pollard as a trade piece to get a good corner now since Byron Jones is gone? That's it, man. Much love to y'all. Y'all are awesome. Y'all take it easy.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Thanks for the membership. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and the membership. Hey, that's
you can be a member here too.
Oh, another holler.
Hey, before you answer that though, Skywalker, that's a $5 holler. Get in here, Brandon Newkirk, because he says he's trying to get on the line and say he got some jewels. We ready to listen to you, Jules, for your $5 holler.
That's my dog, Newkirk. Yes.
I'm glad
my thing is,
they ain't getting rid of no damn Tony Pollard. I'm telling you that right now.
Y'all get that out.
But hold on,
they're not trading him.
However, that's an interesting kind of hypothetical. If it becomes, a corner on the market, and they say, yeah, we love Tony Pollard behind you, and the cornerback is, I don't know, let's say Patrick Peterson.
It's gonna have to be a dog corner.
And he is a dog corner, right? I mean, but I'm throwing something.
You would give up an old corner? He's 31 now, ain't he?
Bro, what if they want TP?
30?
If they want Tony Pollard a running back, and I get Patrick Peterson, Tony Pollard, and like a third for Patrick Peterson. Y'all, back me up. Back me up in here, chat. Back me up in here. We're talking about
nobody don't back up. Don't back up the young lad.
I love TP.
Hey, $5 holler. Said, don't feel bad for Bill Game James. Last I heard, Mercedes looked like a 20.
I can't stress this enough, man. If y'all ain't seen that Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Ford, Focus,
that was a good
Toyota episode,
we
gotta go back.
That was a great one right there.
So
my goodness.
So the nation, let me get back into the nation, what they saying. Somebody said, I ain't sacrificing his youth. No for Peterson. Yes, get Peterson. Sorry, Skywalker, it's a no for me. Man, listen, I absolutely love Tony Pollard, but he's a running back. And he is not the best running back in the league, so I'm trading him to get me a lockdown corner. Pat P's still a lockdown. But anyway, another call on the line.
That's a no for me too, dog.
That's a no for me, dog. I got to get that as a drop. What's up, man? State your name and where you're from.
Skywalker Steel, how you doing? This is the lunatic from the 956.
That's
Deep in
my
Cowboys
guy.
country right now.
With the energy coming in. Lunatic.
The lunatic.
With the energy.
Real fast. Lunatic, your question, man. What's up? Or statement.
Real quick, love the moves we're making. Again, subtle moves, but solid moves. We got to upgrade. As Mike McCarthy said, just give me the ballers. It's my job to figure it out and make it work, and we know he can. So hopefully tackles move up, wide receivers go up, so Henderson's there. If not, defensive tackle. But again, I trust this coaching staff. I trust this scouting department. This is where we find out whose scouting department is top-notch and whose is like the Browns. You get me? But I love the moves we're making. Hey, on our way to number 6, baby.
Appreciate your call. Appreciate your call, Lunatic.
Let's get it.
Dude. Brandon been trying to get in on this dang line.
Let's get Brandon in here, man. Where you at, Brandon? Cram.
Brandon, is this you, Brandon? Brandon. Hold up. Brandon, you in here, brother? See, he says he on hold. He says he on hold. Hold on. That call ended. All right, no, that's not him. Brandon hung up. Now I'm gonna get you in here, Brandon. Just keep on trying. That's it. What's up? You on the show, the late night hype? State your name. Where you from?
Clifford said he got some fire too.
Somebody
phone lines is lit, y'all. We can't help him. Phone lines is lit. We can't help it, y'all. They like we trying not to hear it.
Go ahead.
Phone lines is lit.
Is you online?
Y'all got me?
We got you.
Yeah, I hear y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead, real fast.
Right,
State your name and question.
This Angel from Beaumont, man. Just two things. I kind of think the same Skywalker because you ultimately look at Tony Pollard. You got 3 more years. So you want 3 more years of a backup running back or 3 more years of a shutdown corner.
Easily 3 more years of a cornerback.
So and then also, man, I'm kind of seeing these defensive signings. I think they're kind of underrated because last year we signed Robert Quinn. I was like, okay, Robert Quinn. He kind of did his thing back in the day, and then with Miami. But these guys play for some poo-poo teams, kind of. So if you kind of get these guys together, we got some name brand players versus just these scout guys that we always signing and picking off. So just want y'all thoughts about that.
Appreciate your call. Go ahead with that. Real quick, Brandon, I got you, brother. I'm not answering another call unless it's that 910. I believe you're 910. So if you call in, I got you.
We got the 910.
910 get you in. Yeah. Go. What's up? So what he's saying that he was agreeing with you
in regards to Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, getting rid of Tony Pollard. Okay.
I ain't doing that.
I ain't doing it, though.
Well, but why not? We're talking about.
I ain't doing it because Patrick Peterson ain't that dude no more. He ain't that lockdown corner no more.
Now, if it,
guys.
So I don't care how much you're laughing. He ain't.
You can't go. I'm laughing. I'm just saying. We can't go out and get a
with that trade, transition, do it come with a DeLorean?
A DeLorean? Wow, you still remember those cars?
if it comes with a DeLorean, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll be like skip.
I think we finally got Brandon on the horn. Are you there? Are you there, Brandon?
I'm here, brother.
We finally.
There it is. You better come with that fire because you said you had it.
Hey, baby.
Oh, Newport News.
Plenty of donations.
Naughty by Norfolk. Newport News.
Ain't that bad news?
Newport News.
Yeah, I'm in the 757, baby.
What's up, man?
Baby.
Finally got you through. What you got for us?
I'm from North Carolina, man. I'm by Big Game James, mom. Y'all put
VA, baby. Virginia Beach, Princess Anne.
My folks down there in NC now too, Fayetteville area.
Okay, I'm from near Wilmington, brother, but I went to North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride.
Hey, shout out to
Okay.
Okay. Shout out to
Yes,
Mississippi.
sir.
Shout out to Mississippi, baby. Oh,
I got Randy Gregory on one side. I got Alden Smith on the other side.
Right.
We got D-Law on the line. Right? We got Poe on the line. We got McCoy on the line. And the blitzing Jalen Smith. Because if you watch the Green Bay Packers, they run a lot of that psycho. With one down lineman, we don't have a lot of that. But I see them blitzing Jalen way more often. Because when Jalen get pressure, we a whole different team. And with the addition of Randy back, that damn Ben back.
That damn Ben.
Y'all put that in the chat box.
In the length of Alden Smith, D-Law and Jalen is going to go to work out there. But with the 17th pick, we must go with safety. I know y'all want to go with the wide receivers. We can find that. We got Dez in our back pocket. We can get another. But it's time, brothers. Like, when the last time we had a top-notch safety? I seen the NFL top all-decade team. No Cowboy safeties, man.
Yep.
And we had opportunity to draft damn near all of them.
Man, we wouldn't have a safety on the all-decade fifth-string defense. We wouldn't have one.
For real.
It's sad. But
and we trying to make it to that next level.
Appreciate your call, man. We're going
But I love y'all, brothers. Keep it going.
Love you too, big dog.
James. Keep
yes,
it
sir.
Going. My brother from another mother, Lord Nation.
Yeah.
All right, young boy, you keep it going, baby.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you, dog. Much love. We love you over there.
Love.
VA.
Yeah, building. Hey, B
Back
said.
it down.
B said he loved that D line with Jalen on the blitz, man. And
Hey.
Jalen?
Let's remember Skywalker when he drafted Clay Matthews. What was Clay Matthews?
I was just about to say.
I was in your head, dog. Clay Matthews. Remember they was sending Clay Matthews all the time on them damn blitzes. That's what could be Jalen Smith right there.
Sneaky pass rusher law. And
he's a great blitzer.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Coming out,
he can play defensive end if he wanted to.
Coming out in the draft, we saw a lot of draft experts say that he could be a stand-up 3-4 outside linebacker. So
yeah.
You know, maybe they don't – I hate to say they don't need to go get a K. Levon because Jalen is still, at the end of the day, a weak side type of linebacker, a middle linebacker type of guy, as opposed to just your pure pass rusher. But they could use him in that way. And this is why I love what they're bringing in, Alden Smith, having a Jalen, possibly looking in to get a Baun or a K. Levon. These guys are so versatile in regards to pass rushing or maybe, dropping or just moving around the line. I think Nolan – and Tom Sula can have a lot of fun with these players. All right, we're going to get.
I see a lot of Eagles emojis in my daggone box.
I see a lot of fire emojis in that box.
Y'all put the fire up there. Y'all put fire.
That's cool. Let y'all Eagles in there.
For every Eagle, I want to see some fire.
Man, I don't care. Y'all Eagles come up in here because y'all bored ain't got nothing to do. So come on up in here, man.
We got up in here, man. We got one holding on the line. What's up, man? State your name. Where you from?
What up, man? It's King Bubba 972.
What up, King?
Dallas.
He's straight from Dallas.
What up,
Deep Town.
Clip was good.
Right on.
What you got?
Man, I just got a quick question, man. Really just 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see what y'all guys think. I'm a fan of all three of you guys. Shout out. But, like, real quick, our defense, I'm just, I get the draft and whatnot, but I'm really just focused on our defense, like, within the first 3 picks. So, my suggestion is at least a defensive tackle. I know it's not sexy, it's not an eye candy pick, but we need somebody to come behind McCoy and Poe to like kind of rotate the D line. And second, I would possibly go for a quarterback or a safety, and in that third pick, at least a receiver. So I get everybody want to talk about the offense, but what do you guys think? Just strictly, I know everybody's talking about corner, but what do you guys think about our first 2 picks and how they should attack it?
All right, we're going to attack that question, brother. I appreciate
I already got an answer for that. I was thinking about it while you was talking.
Right on.
All right, thanks for calling in, man, and watching. I appreciate you.
Right on.
All right, brother. Peace. Have a good night.
Right on.
So here's what I was thinking about while he was talking about those first 3 picks, right?
Just wanted to shout out that donation from Verl Keeler. He said, love you guys. Thanks for keeping an old timer connected to Cowboys Nation. Hey, man, we love you.
We love you. And shout out to Justin Blocker. Much love, Justin Blacker, for the $5 holla as well. But I just want to say, Skywalker said that's a luxury pick to get a receiver. Everybody keeps on talking about what a CD Lamb fall. What a CD Lamb fall. Well, check this out. If CD Lamb falls, get CD Lamb in the 17th. It's come back on your 51st pick and get a Gladney because I like him. And in your 3rd round, go get Devon Hamilton to address that defensive tackle as a backup from Ohio State. How you like that?
I mean, I'm not mad, and someone actually
is that bad? Is that bad?
Yeah, I like
picks?
it. Shoot,
is that a bad first 3 picks? CeeDee Lamb, Jeff Gladney, and Devon Hamilton. Are you feeling bad about that first 3 picks?
CeeDee Lamb, Jeff Gladney, Devon. No.
Hamilton.
I want to get somebody in here. So we never talked about McKinney versus Delpit. We did talk about that.
We did talk. It's a toss up. They're both good.
Yeah, we talked about how we both think they're going to be great, good players in the league. McKinney is more of your box guy. Delpit is more of your playmaker at free safety. But we were talking about the long run. McKinney would be that type of guy that we need now. But Delpit, I don't know, in the long run could be a playmaker. But I don't want to get off of his questions. Oh shoot, man, what is question? Oh, D-line. He said in law, this is what I wrote down because it kind of talks about what you were saying. He wants to get a defensive tackle because he said there's no depth back there, and you want what's the cat's name from South Carolina?
Ken Law.
You want Ken Law.
Ken Law's in there.
So he's saying DT in the 1st, corner safety in the 2nd, and wide receiver in the 3rd. I listen. I don't mind the 2nd and 3rd picks. Y'all know it, man. I'm not feeling the DT no more.
If it ain't Ken Law, I don't want a D tackle on the 1st.
Now, if Derek Brown something happened to fall and
That's
drop,
not
then yeah,
happening.
that's not happening. But
That's not happening. But if it's not a Kinlaw to me, then I ain't touching the defensive tackle.
Wouldn't be mad at it, but yeah,
I'm cool because, like I said, you can find one of them defensive tackles in that third round too. That can be like I said, Devon Hamilton, Matabike. There's plenty. There's other guys out there, defensive tackle that you can get later on that could be a good backup player for you.
You think Justin will fall in the third?
Justin
Matabike? Yeah,
I don't think.
I think
he's
he's
a
a
second. Could be a
guy.
second round.
Hey,
I think he's a second round.
I like him too. I like him. He a Cowboys fan. You already know how they go, right?
Yeah, you're right. And
He
they like
Cowboys,
the
yeah.
Texas
somebody
A&M.
said they knocking. Let me in.
Oh yeah, that's Clifford McKinney.
Cliff,
he said
what-
knocking. Call
Cliff,
in if you want.
what's
Is
your,
that what it is, Cliff?
What's your zip code?
What's your first 3 digits?
Or area code? Yeah, zip code.
Area codes.
I don't want your zip code. What's your area code?
Area
Give us
code.
that. But no, if Kinlaw's there and we take him, I'm not going to sit here and throw a riot. Obviously, he's a talented young player, and we still do need those type of guys for the future. We don't really have many behind. Now, somebody talked about what happened to Antoine Woods. Well, Antoine Woods, I think,
signed, is he?
was given exclusive rights free agency tag, but we don't really have a confirmation. Ty Archer said it. But
210.
He's the only one. So 210. Okay. So when I see 210, I got you. Dallas Cowboys for Life said, please, Sky and Big Game James, back me up. Do you guys agree that DeMarcus Lawrence didn't do what we paid him to do last year?
I can't back you up.
I can't back you up.
I can't back you up because we can't just go on sacks, dog. He was still one of the top run defenders
DeMarcus
in the
Lawrence
league.
DeMarcus Lawrence had a lot of splash plays. He had a lot of pressures. He did
And
more.
if you really go back and look at the tape, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, you're good.
Skywalker. I apologize.
Mhm.
But if you really go back and look at that tape, man, you got to see how disruptive and how many plays DeMarcus Lawrence sacrificed on stunts. Those plays to get
Set
other people
up.
open. Oh my gosh, you really need to see it because
Like
he was
Robert
creating
Quinn.
all kind of havoc, man.
Yeah,
He really
exactly.
was.
Yeah, D-Law's pressure rate was insane. You're right. D-Law and Robert Quinn both ranked in the top 10 in pressure rates pretty much all year, and Robert Quinn and D-Law were always swapping in the top 5.
And he's a kick-ass run defender.
And he helped Malik Collins also by drawing attention away from Malik in the pass rushing percentage wise. But D-Law, I'm having no problem with D-Law. Did we pay him to get a lot of sacks? Sure, we did. But he's one of those guys that kind of remind me of Zeke in the sense of, if you look at Zeke, he doesn't really wow you with one thing, right? It's not like he's just, oh my God, he has that ridiculous breakaway speed. Oh my God, he's going to just juke you out your shoes. No, he does a ton of things really damn good. And that's what D-Law does.
That's a great analogy. Hey, $5 holla.
All right, we finally got
$5
Cliff.
holla. By God,
I
John
think
Jones.
we
Where you
finally
been
got
at,
Cliff
John? Where you been
I'm
at,
here.
John? Is that
Cliff,
Clifford?
what's up, Cliff, man? Where you
Yeah,
from?
this is him. I'm from San Antonio, man.
San Antone.
San Antone.
What's up, man? We finally got you in here.
Man.
What up? Talk that talk.
Nah, man. I just want to say I want this team to go defensive heavy on the first 2 rounds. If we can get a Xavier McKinney and then also get a corner in the second, like Glandy, as Big Game James was talking, our defense is predicated to being like, we're real young right now. And so we can stay young, and as our offense starts to get a little bit older with the offensive line, and also like wide receiver with Coop, and he's going to wear down eventually. That our defense will be able to carry us because defense travels, and
There we go.
sometimes we're going to be in
Speaking
those
my
dog
language.
fights. And we get a young defense that can carry us because we got Jalen Soto, we got LVE for like another 2-3 years, and we got D-Law there, and we're just keep on bringing in players. I think if we pull up our defense, we'll be okay in the near future, even if we have a little drop off on the offensive side, because our defense is going to help us out on the back end.
Defense wins championships, big dog.
Great
You
call,
know
man.
that.
Great call,
And
Cliff.
like he
That's why he
said,
was trying to get up in
defense
here.
travel. Defense travel,
Thanks,
like
brother.
he said, you know.
Who won the Super Bowl? Defense. Last 2 years, you had offensive teams coming in there. Well, San Francisco wasn't really an offensive team, but them damn Rams were, and everybody was talking about how they could do this and do that. But what happened? They got shut down defensively.
So
what happened in that Super Bowl? Shut down defensively when they needed.
So our man Cliff is saying that we should go mostly defense in this draft because he believes they're going to carry us. And they should carry us, and they'll hold us over if the offense doesn't pick up the slack. Yeah, man, we need to continue to build the defense. There's no doubt about that. We lost some significant pieces in Byron Jones and in Robert Quinn, and I don't think that we filled those pieces for the future. So I personally am starting to fall in that category of I'm good with taking a wide receiver in the 3rd round and our first 2 picks being addressed to the defense. You know,
I'm cool with it either way because I just feel like in this draft, you can find. I feel like it's like, damn, you grab this player and you're not going to be able to grab somebody. It's that kind of draft where, yeah, you may have got this one, but we got this one. You know what I mean? I feel like it's that type of draft that you can flow in it, because if you don't get like everybody's talking about, oh, get a receiver, CJ Lamb. Well, if they're not there, like in the 1st round, just like Skywalker said, there's plenty of receivers in this damn draft, dog, like from top to bottom. And then even in corner, there's a lot of pretty decent corners in this draft that you can get for depth. You can get a couple corners in this draft like we did in 2017. So it can happen.
Corner in round 2.
It's just really how it's going to fall, because it's just how really this draft is going to fall. So,
Fred.
It's with me, I want defense because I've always been a defensive guy, but I do like explosiveness as well.
Fred, you got me twitching over here, Fred. Fred Smith said left tackle is a need.
The one thing you don't want to do is get Skywalker mad. He loves that Tyron Smith. Don't you talk about some Tyron.
Fred?
That's one thing you don't do. You don't
got
do
me
it.
twitching, Fred.
He done already gave me a tongue lashing anytime I mention Tyron Smith in trade or anything.
Don't you do it. Anytime you mention
I don't like your attitude.
Straight up.
But listen to Fred though. Let's see how we can play this thing out. How many more years do you think
I keep on saying before he downtrends, look.
Are we going to build the plane in the air, or are we going to try to put those
real quick, man? Shout out to Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, our good brother.
Brother,
with the $20 donation.
There you go.
He says Cowboys web chats are trash. Terrible audio, trash audio. You fellas are the real professionals at this, man. Real talk. Salute Law Nation and my dog Big Game James. Wow. That's dope.
Wow, that's super dope.
That's super dope, man. I appreciate that.
And we left out Brandon Young too.
Now come on over here and give me a donation. I'm just playing.
Yes,
I'm just playing.
Did you see Brandon Young up there?
Brandon Young said, best NFL content out there. They hate us because they ain't us. DC4L from
Hell yeah.
206. Thank
Dallas
you.
Cowboys for life. He ain't letting that DeMarcus Lawrence thing go. He said, I wish I had a video. I want to go kiss. I want to. Dog, it ain't just stats, man. You're showing stats. You're showing sacks.
I hate to do a selfish plug here. I really do. But what I want to do for because I haven't really been pushing the Patreon thing yet, because I'm trying to give you guys something to actually be a member for. One of the things I'm going to do for Patreon members is literally do a personal video. And if you want me to do a personal video, or one of us do a personal video about DeMarcus Lawrence and why he's still working, I will do it.
I'll do it too. I'll definitely do it, because I was just looking at it yesterday. Like,
that's one of the things I'm gonna do. One of the perks.
Remember when Skywalker was talking about
appreciate that Mercedes
guys, and I just started looking. I was looking at the defense, and I was looking at DeMarcus Lawrence, and I was just like, damn, dog. He was really doing a lot of work out there, man. And y'all don't really know how the chips he was getting from running backs, tight ends. I mean, he was getting double teamed. And how many times did they run away from him and he was chasing down the plays?
Yeah. Listen,
another thing that they can do is just look up the big run.
Peace, John.
Let me know how many come.
Peace, John.
Loons, he says, Skywalker, let's be honest. The sports opinion clickbait media is just that. They constantly flip-flop on issues. They are paid to take certain points of views in their debates. And this is exactly why, Luns, we do what we do. Honestly, I wanted to talk. What got my blood boiling, and then I got to talk to you. I got to see me.
Talk to us.
What got me going about this when I was younger, and I'm still a little bit young in this thing, obviously, was that I got tired of seeing the Skip Baylesses and the ESPNs and the Shannon Sharps, and this was before Shannon was even a thing, but any of these guys, Stephen A., any of these guys, talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but not talk about the real meat and potatoes of the Dallas Cowboys. They want to talk about the gravy, the stuff that's on top, the stuff that's sweet, that's going to get everybody's attention and get the clickbait stuff, like you said. Here, we want to give you the truth and dive into the details that they don't want to talk about. You think they talking about who we going to take in the third round? No.
Right.
So that's why. you know, and I get off, man. But yes.
Hey, I remember this vividly. You know, it was a time and a situation. Y'all remember Sam Hurd?
Yep.
Sam Hurst, he out there
Sam
selling them
Cocaine
birds.
Cowboy Hurd.
Sam selling them birds.
Cocaine Cowboy Hurd.
Yeah. But when he got busted, you know, I was looking it up on the news, and they said they didn't talk about it when he went to the Chicago Bears. They said former Cowboys.
All the time.
All the time.
Former Cowboy.
Former Cowboy.
Same thing with Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy played with the Panthers more than he came into Dallas for a cup of coffee. Former Dallas Cowboys Greg Hardy is now fighting in the. And why you got to be a former Dallas Cowboy?
Yeah,
how'd you get that? Anyway, we got another call on the line. This number looked familiar though. Who's this? State your name. Where you from?
That TP.
State your name. Where you from, sir?
Josh from Dallas, Texas.
Josh from Dallas, Texas. What's up, man?
We got a lot of Dallas, Texas representing. Yeah, 817.
Yeah, yes, sir. What's up, brother?
Yes, sir. Hey, I want to say I appreciate all y'all do. Let's see all y'all do. I want to switch gears real quick.
Okay.
What y'all feel about Frederick being left off the all-decade list?
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's a good one.
I like that.
That boy good. That boy good.
See, he can say, look, I gotta say this. He can say switch gears and nobody get kicked off the show. You know.
Big Baller Brand said switch gears.
And I think Dez should be on there too. So I looked at the stats. I think Dez should be on there too.
I saw you all arguing about that. Hey, great call, man. We're gonna answer
I
those,
seen with the Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
I seen that comparison.
Appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, so let's talk about real quick. Nation, y'all could chime in on this too. I'll read some of the comments. Was Travis Frederick criminally left off the list? Travis is a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 4-time All-Pro, and he was beat by was it Alex Mack and
Alex Mack was a beast.
Now Pouncey was an 8-time Pro Bowler and like a 6-time All-Pro.
Pouncey's nasty.
So but Alex Mack over.
Alex Mack is a damn good safety, dog.
Frederick?
Alex Mack has been a beast just pretty much his whole career, though. Skywalker.
So has Travis Frederick.
But
both of them, dog.
Who both are? That's a toss up to me. I'm not. Yeah. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, that's messed up."
No,
because
you're right.
You feel me? Because it's a toss up because both of them were some damn good centers, dog.
You're right.
Yeah, both of them were damn good centers.
Now, Law, tell me why Dez should have been on there. I don't think he should. But go ahead.
You know, 73 touchdowns, and I know a lot of people look at the numbers and the stats, and it's from both angles. You can look at Calvin Johnson's stats, whereas Calvin Johnson had 538. Yeah, he might have ran off, but Dez was right in the same wheelhouse. If you're talking about the decade, of course, people look at the tail end of Dez Bryant career, and they would say, well, you know, my thing is, it's not who's better or who's greater and these sort of things. 73 touchdowns, fam.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, man.
In 7 years.
There you go.
And remember, he had two. Remember, he missed two. He missed half a season on one season with the broken ankle, and then he missed the other half when he messed up his foot again in 2015.
And then the same comparison would be like the was it Julio Jones, right?
Julio, Calvin Johnson, AB.
Yeah.
And who we missing? Oh, Larry Fitzgerald. Who you taking off for Dez?
Give me Dez, bro.
Over who?
Demaryius Thomas was pretty nice too for a little bit,
but not all decade. He was not. But who are we taking off that list though?
Oh, you talking about in reference of who you remove?
You have to. You have to remove somebody to put Dez on there. Who you doing?
Read out that list.
Who take it?
Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald, AB, and Calvin Johnson.
Ooh, they all made none of them.
I'm not putting Dez over any of them.
Nope.
I just can't, brother.
But what I'm saying is that what is this, a cap on how many people that you can insert in that?
So you just say we're just gonna throw them all in there.
It's a cap.
It's a cap.
It's a cap. Should be no cap. Take the cap off. Put the X on it, and you put Dez Bryant in it. That's all I'm saying. You can't 73 touchdowns, fam, with Tony Romo in and out, John Kitna
and injured. Are we
freezing? Brandon Whedon.
He might be number 10 on their list, but he's number 1's in our heart.
We buffering.
Hey,
we buffering.
That's because we going late. We going late
okay.
here.
I'm just making sure.
The internet's like, listen, y'all bringing
this
fire too late.
Get the hell out now. Get
y'all
the hell out.
Breaking the damn internet. Soon, couple more calls. Two more calls. We got one on the line. State your name. Where you're from.
I'm from L.A. It's Marvin, MJ.
Marvin from L.A.
L.A.
Yeah, to live in.
What's up, fellas? I always watch you guys. I've been watching you guys for like 2 to 3 years. Man, we got a Dallas Cowboys club here. Sunday, it'd be like 50 of us at this club. So the next time y'all come here, I was at the camp last year. I'm gonna say hi to y'all.
Make sure you do.
Clubs up there too.
Hey,
Yeah,
jump
I run
in.
like
Hey,
4 clubs.
jump in my inbox and give your information, my Big Game James page, so we can make sure you give me your information. Because just make sure you do.
Information for the
Yeah,
nation.
yeah. Drop in my IG
Yeah, I'm gonna
inbox.
hit
man,
y'all.
too.
Location.
Yeah, hit me up.
What's your question, though, brother?
So, hey, now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm a football fanatic. I'm like you guys. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now, if they get Kinlaw, if Kinlaw be at that 17 pick, I think I might take him.
That's our guy.
Because
That's Law's guy.
there's so many good corners. I'm gonna tell y'all. I want y'all to check out this corner. He's from Western Michigan. Cold-blooded. Out of all the corners they've been talking about, and I played cornerback in college, he's the coldest corner that you ever seen. I'm talking about if you throw over there, he gonna intercept and take it back like Dion.
What's his name?
Cold-blooded. His name is Darius from Western Michigan. When
What's
you
his
punch
last
it in
name?
your YouTube,
Is he just Darius?
man.
What's his last name?
Well, it's Darius.
Slade.
Last name.
Darius
I gave it to you
You stupid.
for
You said Western Michigan?
Western Michigan. Watch him, and then watch the receiver. He played quarterback, punt returner, and slot receiver.
Gotcha.
When the quarterback hurt, he played quarterback from Kentucky. The guy Lee, number 1. Oh my God! So I'm not worried about.
Call from.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can't find a Darius. Or is it? Yeah. Western Michigan.
They just ain't covered them because they come from small schools. You gotta remember
small
that
school.
He from Kentucky, though.
Western
He played with your boy. He played with your boy last year.
Darius Phillips.
The quarterback.
James said it. Darius Phillips.
Yeah, there you go.
Darius Phillips.
Hey man,
I love it. You gotta make that a drop, baby. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to put together a highlight of a lot of these calls, dude, man. Because I love it. You guys
And do a mix. We're gonna do a chibber mix.
Yes,
Chibber
Darius
mix.
Phillips. I'm trying to look him up, man.
Hey, thanks for the call, man. We're going to do our homework about him, all right?
all right, Lord. I'm gonna put my IG in the thing, and then y'all hit me, and then I get all y'all back. I got y'all when y'all come up here. I take y'all out.
Oh man,
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a good night.
All right, brother. Shalom. All right.
To live and die in LA.
It's the place to be.
This Big Rona, if she calmed down, I'm supposed to be in Vegas later in the summer, but I need to extend out there to LA. I want to go to LA. I ain't been there yet.
Yeah, we've been out to Cali. We going back out there again for
Going
camp.
back to Cali.
I'm going back to Cali.
Yeah.
I ain't got the ficky. I got something for you though.
Shout out to my brother Shango too.
I got something for you though.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
He ain't in the group no more, so you can't play that.
I mean, I can play it. I love that drop. All right, I got one more call in us, and then that's gonna be it for the night. I'm going through these chats here.
I just want to say this before y'all say anything else. Out of all of those wide receivers, Dez Bryant played in a run-first offense, so y'all fight me later.
Law said I ain't letting it go.
I ain't letting it go.
I ain't letting it go. You thought I was letting it go. I ain't letting it go. He said, let me show you one more time. He was in a running offense. DeMarco Murray was going nutty. DeMarco Murray did break Emmitt Smith's single-season record, and Dez Bryant went nutty, too, same year.
He said, listen, y'all. He said, oh, no.
He did say that. 2014, go check it out.
Thought I was going to let that go. Nah.
I wasn't.
I said what I said.
That is a lot of damn touchdowns in 7 years.
But I can also argue.
Go ahead. Go argue. Let's make a fake debate.
Argue.
Skip,
right? The other guys got other numbers that are better.
But touchdowns is what put money on the board.
Yeah.
Don't miss the
put the
meat.
butts in
Worried
the
about
seat too.
potato. Yeah, and throwing the X. I think Dez Bryant.
Yeah, so people are going to check him out. I'm just looking into the comments here, man.
But it says 2 years ago, so I don't know if he's the highlights that I pull up on Darius Phillips. I thought that they picked him up another team before. I think I looked at him before.
Darius Phillips?
Okay. Yeah, I think
don't know
came
about him, man. I don't know a damn thing. You know me. I keep it real. If I ain't seen the dude play, I ain't gonna sit and lie to you.
And that's how you're supposed to do it, and that's a lot of people don't.
So I hope y'all respect it. Stevie said Ocho was a beast back then. The friggin' footwork had me absolutely insane. Yeah, now he won't.
Ocho was nasty.
Ocho's footwork crazy. That's why he always talking. That's why he always talking about route running. He loved that. Not Jamal Adams, Devontae Adams. He loved Devontae Adams' tape because of his footwork.
Oh, when Devontae Adams put that foot in the ground, you in trouble.
Yeah. That's an interesting.
But AB probably got that.
Unlit. Is this unlit? Is that what unlit soul? He has an interesting comment. He says, I watched some film on Cheeto from last year. He played a lot of deep, soft coverage in a weird zone that was covering two guys at once. Yeah, I think it was Okoye who pointed out that he was doing that too. He said if he was to play straight up man, he could be a beast. Now, slow down on the beast. Slow down on the beast.
He might be good. He don't know
I think where Cheeto could be a beast at is at safety.
Safety.
How many times we going to hammer
safety?
This,
We're going to say it again. I asked him the question. I'm going to tell you again. He was like, no, I'm corner. I said, no, you a safety.
Man, I'm telling you, put him at safety, yo.
That's why I asked you.
Put him at safety. I think he'd be a beast. At corner, I think he'd be passable and serviceable, borderline good. And that's fine. You don't need a lockdown Byron Jones. It's great to have one if you have a great front. And boy, if Alden Smith is good to go, Randy Gregory's good to go, Poe, McCoy, Antoine Woods as a reserve, DeMarcus Lawrence, LVE, Jalen Smith, and then young bucks like Joe and Dorrance, who now are bumped down, so our front seven is can
we
be
got
nice.
young boys. You feel me?
Nice.
And then you can let them young boys develop because now you don't have to throw that pressure of, well, we don't know what we have in this guy because now you got some dogs already headed.
Mendoza said, "How would y'all rank these three players in terms of y'all's intrigue?" So Donovan Wilson, Luke Gifford, Chris Westry. Law, what do you think here? Donovan Wilson, Luke Gifford, and Chris Westry. Rank them in terms of intrigue. I like that.
I think Christopher is the most intriguing out of all of them.
Yes, I agree.
Because he got weird measurements. He's just freakishly weird, right? And he's fast and quick. And I'm saying those two words separate of each other. Fast and quick. You see. So I think he's weird. I think that he would be the most interesting guy out of all of the guys. And then Luke. Remember Big Game James? We was out there in Oxnard.
Luke. I am your father.
Your father.
I'm so damn.
Where the mask at, Law?
I could have had an interview with him. I could have had an interview with him.
Yeah. So you saying Chris Westry, Luke Gifford,
and who else he said?
Donovan Wilson.
Donovan. See,
I'm going in that order.
They put him in like a weird position last year, like kind of like threw him out there, and then the first play it was a bomb play to him. I think it was against the Detroit game. And I think he got
people got pissy at me because I pointed it out.
Yeah, because I was about to say Skywalker pointed that shit out quick.
Pointed it out.
Hey, man, leave Donovan alone.
Leave him alone. He's a rookie.
What you talking about, Donovan?
I said, wait.
Third quarter, like 3 minutes left. Like, hey, here's Donovan. Throw him out there.
Keep hunting for.
Jeff Driscoll was like, okay, that's where the new fish is. Let me throw it towards him.
We're over with that damn season. These bum-ass quarterbacks was eating us.
Jeff Driscoll?
Yeah.
Man, he was like Lamar Driscoll that game.
50-some rush yards.
But he was running.
Me, I would go Chris Westry, number one, most intriguing. Luke Gifford, Donovan Wilson. Here's why I don't think Donovan. There's not much intrigue for me because we've seen him
a little bit
during the year a little bit, and then in preseason. I ain't seen really nothing of Chris Westry.
Well, no, you ain't really. You ain't seen nothing.
and
John Cena, baby.
Luke, I Am Your Father got like a couple series, so
Right, and he's injury prone. But I'm telling you right now, Westry is every bit of 6'5".
6'4", 6'5", and he's 4'3",
He's
5". Bro, that don't even make sense.
He's every bit of 6'5", dog.
I'm very intrigued with him. Very.
And he's all legs.
Before we get out of here, though,
legs.
I gotta shout y'all out, man, because I know a lot of y'all getting tired. It's late. It's the late night hype, though, and y'all been rocking with us. I'm going to take this last call. This is the last call for the night. What they do?
Last call for alcohol.
What they do? There you go. Last call for alcohol. So state your name, where you're from, and give us your question or statement. What's up?
Donate 10 to get out now. 10 to get you in, 10 to get you out. Come on.
Yo, I'm on.
You on.
You on.
Hey, this is Los, man, East Coast. Los, man, East Coast.
Los, East Coast. What's up?
Okay, Los, what's good?
Yo, okay, right. I missed most of the show, so I've been in the chat for about the last 30 minutes. But I want to ask y'all two quick questions before I get up out of here. With Tyron Smith being such an injury history and being long in the tooth, do y'all think they should go for a left tackle or a developmental left tackle or a right tackle?
No, that's okay. I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be nice to him.
I'm gonna be real. All right, go ahead. You said with Tyron Smith's injuries, should we attack a left tackle? What, early in the draft?
I'm gonna say maybe in the 3rd or 4th round.
I ain't mad at that.
And my second one before I hang up, I've been telling people, don't be surprised if Dallas drafts Jalen Hurts and uses him like a Taysom Hill from the Saints, where he can be the backup quarterback. He can play maybe some special teams, maybe a little bit of wide receiver, and get him out there in some gadget plays and use him like that. Now, like, if you ask me what round, I'm gonna say the same. I'm gonna say maybe about the 3rd or 4th round. If you can get him there and use him like as a backup quarterback and maybe a gadget guy, I think he'll work. And that's all I had to say.
Hey man, I appreciate you calling in, and you are the last caller of the night. So hey, thank you very much, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, but I ain't no way in hell.
Yes, sir.
No way in hell I'm giving up a 3rd round pick for no Jalen Hurts.
Hey, shout out to Jacob Trevino in the building. He said, "What's up, Law, Big Egg James, and Steele? What's going on, man?
What's up with
Thank
you?
For checking out. Yeah. So he's saying let's start off with the LT. I'm gonna be honest. I would not be mad going for a left tackle in the 3rd or 4th round. I'm cool with that. I'm not mad at that. 1st or 2nd, yeah, I got a problem with it. But that's just me. I know how y'all feel about it. But what about Jalen Hurts? He wants to use him as a gadget guy. I know he can run very well, but I'm okay with Dak. Dak can do the same damn things.
I don't think you need to have Jalen Hurts as no gadget, nothing. You just need to have him as your backup, and you just let him develop. And that's all it is, period.
Brian says, it's so funny because Brian Bradford says, did you see the article with Kayvon Frazier talking about Chris Richard and Jason Garrett? Brian, Yes, we had
played it on the show.
Yes, he played it on the show. Good buddy.
Was damn good.
Yeah, good. It's from starting to be a friend of the podcast, George Iloka. He hit us up and was like, yo, you might want to take a listen to this. And I was like, oh, without a doubt, as soon as you drop it, let me know. And boy, he dropped some nuggets.
Fire.
He dropped some nuggets.
Flame on.
I would hope you guys go check out George Iloka's podcast. It is the Gym Bag Podcast, and it's on Apple, Spotify. And if you need to really know how to find a link, you can just go on his page on Twitter, George Iloka. Great interview talking about the Jason Garrett and Chris Richard. Unbelievable interview.
Yes, indeed.
Unbelievable interview.
All right, y'all. Parting shots, man. I'm gonna let this little instrumental play out real quick as we give our parting shots for the night. But go ahead, Law. Tell them where they can find you. Give you shout outs. Parting shots for the night. This show was just bomb right now, but we gotta end it at some point. I can keep going. We gotta end it at some point.
Like I said, we're gonna have to do like on a Friday or a Saturday a marathon show where we can just do this just like we doing now until we pass out. I think the nation would still love that, right? Just go marathon that thing. AJ Bush, y'all check out his film session. I got it in the chat box, man. He will be our gadget guy that they probably play around with. So check him out. I think that will be the gadget guy for the Cowboys. But guys, I can't say this and I can't stress this out enough. I thank everybody for tuning in to the nation. I appreciate you guys for making the donations. I appreciate the mods for holding it down. Shout out to the Eagles fans too that was here. We love to see people from different platforms and different organizations to tune into the greatness. Everybody know that the Dallas Cowboys, anybody in the NFC East, they looking up. with their neck muscle. They're using them.
They always
they
looking
know
for
what
us,
greatness is. You know, they looking up.
They always looking at us, man.
Yes. But you won't catch us on the Eagles page, right?
No. Come on, man. You would never
I
see
ain't
me
showing
like
y'all no love.
I do another podcast, and one of my best friends, he's an Eagles fan. He's on the show. I hear enough about
Bless
it.
his heart.
And when this Rona stuff is over and we do a show, he gonna give me hell with all this damn Eagle stuff.
They know where the substance at, right? So I really appreciate you guys. Y'all can find me at lawsnation.net. Also LAWS Nation on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. For real. And shout out to Facebook. It looks like MySpace now. They did an update, so it's hard for me to navigate. You know how this thing go, right? But hit me up on Twitter again at LAWS Nation. Also inbox me on the gram, and I get back with you all. That's all the time that I have for this beautiful night.
They loving it in here. Fire emojis. Said y'all killed it. Said excellent show. Great job, gentlemen. You guys are loving it, man. And we love it. We love your feedback. Appreciate it. Let them know, Big Game.
Hey, I'm just Big Game James. You know, these guys are the stars. I'm just trying to hold on and carry weight. But anyway, hey, I appreciate everybody. Just like Law says, just to bounce off of that, we appreciate the donations. Silver Blue Nation, Big Game James. I appreciate all the support. We're getting those likes and subscriptions up. I love it. Look at Law over there. Yeah. And yes, great music of that. I was just vibing my head back and forth. But if you want to check me out on YouTube, please go over there, like and subscribe. If you like what I'm doing over there, go like, subscribe. We want to have that goal of about getting 5K before the end of the football season, 3K right now. So get over there and subscribe. Like my Big Game James page on Facebook. You can check me out on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. You know how we do. And like I said, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's made this thing even greater. All the donations, all the love, all the comments, all the participation. We're definitely going to give back to you guys. Just hold on, because we're going to make something really, really special for everybody that has made this thing great. And you're going to love it when you see it.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
you.
Subscribe.
Hey, listen, y'all know who it is. It's Skywalker Still, man. Y'all can find me right there, YouTube. Also, if you've noticed throughout the show, we've had our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook kind of flashing out through here. So that's where you can find all of us at Because Cowboys. For me on Twitter, talk a whole lot on there. I've seen a lot of people are starting to fire it up there. Big Game done put on a You got the cowboy hat. You got the Luke, I am your father. Y'all got it all tonight, man. Listen, I really, really appreciate you guys in the chat here, hanging out with us, the Cowboys Hangout, the late night hype. Listen, man, I'm loving every single week we do this. It just gets better and better for us. And I can't wait to see where this goes. And it could not go where it's going without you at home tuning in and listening, man. For real.
Yes, indeed.
Man, that joint had me vibing out.
Y'all hit that.
Man, that music is, I don't know where you got that, but that was
I wanted to show a little bit
moving
of
my
that.
hips a little bit to that one.
I wanted to show a little bit of that, a little something. With that said, though, y'all,
And remember,
we are going to head out. Give it to him,
you're
Law.
listening to nothing but the best.
Yes, sir.
Big Game James, Skywalker Still with the new feel. Let's go.
Y'all have a good night. Y'all stay safe. I don't got a mask, Luns. I'll get one, though. I'll get with y'all. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Keep your ass at home.
Stay at home.